Dragonman video?
I don't know. Let me check.
About 2 hours long.
It's 11 minutes 30 seconds left. Yeah,
Okay.
probably be about, if we chose to be complete like pedantic clowns,
Yeah.
it would be 2 hours. But no, it shouldn't take that long. Like, I'm curious because apparently, like Lender said, it's like he thinks it's a repost, and so did a bunch of other people, and I don't know because whatever. But anyway, for those of you just getting on the stream or watching this expose facto, we're here with World War II history and reenacting.
Hi.
And for the sake of this video, we're just gonna call him Lander. It's Lander in Norwegian, but most of you American clowns can't pronounce your own language, much less a different one. So
I resemble that remark.
you do, yes. But it's okay. No, so we're here with him, and then we've been. I swear to God, we did this on the live stream. It wasn't just in private. Maybe you just missed that one, Jake. I swear to God, it was on a live stream. Oh, Mike, your mic is just. It's like there's popcorn like about to pop in the background.
All right.
Yeah, God, his mic is such dog shit. That's been a fucking like recurring meme. Like,
Well, Christmas is coming up. Maybe we should buy him a better mic for Christmas.
just I'll pitch in $20 and fuck it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that and actually this year we should probably do that. So
Yeah, just send me a PayPal link.
Christ. But it is funny. Like, he knows which one to get. He should just get the one that I fucking have, and he knows that. The Shure MV7. But I also had problems with that today. Yeah. Oh my God!
That's worse.
Dude, it sounds like a fucking alarm going off when you just... What are you doing?
I'm not doing anything.
Jesus, dude.
Tell your cat to stop pissing on it.
I'm gonna yeah.
Actually, it's fine right now. It's
working now.
Yeah, Leonard, this is what we have to deal with. I'm gonna deal with this. Oh my Christ, Mike. Dude, do you have the fucking? Can you just use the mic on your earbuds?
Okay.
It doesn't matter about the quality. We're not recording a fucking. Like,
I know. No, I don't know how to activate this thing for some reason. Like my camera won't work unless this microphone is hooked up. I don't know. I can try and fiddle with it.
I guess we'll just have to deal with it. Just keep it where it's at right now. It's fine.
Okay.
So
it's okay now? Okay.
Yes.
I know. Last time I was on Paul Woodage's show, it was the same thing. And I was just like,
yeah, well, he's a real asshole, so he must have called you out, you know.
Yeah, he was just like, the audio is a bit crackly, Michael. I'm just like, oh yeah, nothing I can do about that. Sorry.
Well, there is. You can stop spending money on freaking hookers and blow, and like actually get a fucking microphone.
Never.
Well, what else is a guy who's from Seattle supposed to do?
I mean, fair.
We're broke as fuck here, man. What do you think? Yeah.
All right. So
I mean, he's from Seattle, Idaho. That's where he's from.
Yes.
That'd be funny as shit. There was like a small ass town named Seattle, Idaho.
I mean, that's basically what Boise is. It's small Seattle.
All right. So we've got. Can you guys all see it?
Yeah.
All right. So let's. Oh Jesus. So the little disclaimer here, YouTube's mandatory thing. So he's going to be talking about that. That's great. I'm just going to full screen it. I can't see you guys, but I can hear you. So
right.
Let us begin.
I can't hear it, Mike.
No, he's muted.
What's up?
We can't hear Dragonman.
All right.
There is no Seattle, Idaho.
Why in the fuck is that muted?
Could have fooled me, man.
You're probably not sharing the application audio on StreamYard.
Yeah, it's usually it just fucking goes. Hold on. Present bombs. Okay, window. Okay.
What are we? What is the name that we're calling our guest? I'm sorry, I missed it.
Lender.
Lender. Have you? Okay. Have you ever watched this guy before? Are you familiar with him?
Yes, I've seen him a couple of times, but Not all of his videos.
Okay, so you are aware of what happens in this.
Yes.
Yes.
Good point.
Yeah, he's not a Dragonman virgin, if you want to call it that. So
That's what I was wondering.
why in the fuck? So you guys can see it, right? But you can't.
Yeah, I can't hear it.
Nothing came through.
I didn't hear anything.
No.
What in the whole chicken fried fuck is going on? This usually works. Like, this is usually not a problem at all.
You want me to pull it up and then share
Yeah,
it?
yeah, if you would. Yeah, his latest video. Because, yeah, it's not working with me, so that'd be great.
Oh, Dragonman. What's the video title?
It's just the
only
most
1 month
recent
left?
one.
It's the
Well,
Nazi
the most
room.
recent one is him playing with his Harley.
No, it's the Nazi room.
It was
the latest.
yesterday. It was released.
Okay, I think it's.
Now it's.
I think it's.
Go to
Someone had
videos.
said. Someone said that it was a repost. It's not a repost, but he just will every year he like does the same tours over and over again on his YouTube channel. So there
Is
are,
this
like,
the right? Is that the right
5
one?
No,
different
no,
versions of this.
no.
No.
It's literally go to videos, right? It'll
I'm
say
looking
like
at
22
videos.
hours ago. Go to most recent.
It is on recent, most
The
recent.
title is Dragonman's German World War II.
Oh, that one. Got it. I can't tell because they all look the same with that boomer.
Yeah.
Right, you gotta look at the fucking timestamps. And now your shit. What the fuck is going on tonight? Now your shit's not working.
I closed it and then I reopened it
Okay,
to make
okay.
sure it was actually
Just making
working.
sure. So let's check it out to see if we get sound.
Good morning, guys. Ray
Yeah.
in the Colorado Springs Military Museum, and I'm going to show you my Nazi collection. Come on in.
Great.
You've
This
seen
is one of the most interesting rooms that most people want to see and learn about, and you'll really learn a lot if you come see my military museum. This is a machine gun bunker. The Nazis had the fastest shooting machine guns in World War II. This is one of them right over here, the MG-42. It shoots a rate of 1,200 8-millimeter bullets a minute. All the ammunition I have here was packed
The
1938. See that? All the head stamps in World War I and World War II from all the different countries have the dates in back of them. They
Turkish.
had the MG-42, the MP-40 right over here, the MG-34, and they really had the fastest shooting machine guns. Okay, they also had the Tiger tank, 80-ton tank, 88-millimeter gun, twice as heavy duty, twice as powerful as the Sherman American tank, which only had a 37-millimeter projectile that used to bounce
Whoa,
off.
pause it.
no.
What a fucking retard.
There's already a number of things we can go over here.
Yeah,
I mean,
let's just pause here. We're a minute in. We got time. We're good.
Yeah.
I don't think I think there were less party banners at Nuremberg. I mean, it's just it's insane how much
Oh
red
my
and black
God.
there is.
First of all, he said that the Tiger was 80 fucking tons. No,
As much as a battleship.
no. If you want to use metric tons, it was 57 metric tons combat loaded.
Yep.
That works out to 63 short tons American.
Also, can we go back a couple seconds to those machine guns set up? What the hell is the armband on the tripod all about?
Oh shit!
The
You even noticed
MP40.
that?
It's a Nazi tripod, I guess.
Oh yeah.
I wonder if
It-
those
it's
sandbags are actually German sandbags.
Dude, Jake. At this point, that's the least of the fucking concern with this
Yeah.
display. It doesn't matter. Like, okay, so that's also 8x56 rimmed on clips for the Steyr M95 rifle or
Yeah.
carbine. It doesn't go with any of these rifles. It's cool.
Okay.
It is accurate. They Hertenberger made a shitload of that in 1938,
Okay.
and
God,
it was for like
we're not
reserve
even a
troops.
minute into this video yet.
Yeah.
That's what I said. It could be 2 hours. It could be 20 minutes. Who knows? But like,
It's a Dragonman video, Jake.
so Lander,
This is
what did
not
you
my
notice?
first Dragonman video, but they never get any easier.
It's crazy, man.
And the fucking
Yeah.
Sherman did not have a 37 millimeter gun
No.
ever in its entire fucking history.
Yeah.
So,
The
Landon, did you notice
smallest gun it had?
the
The
nice
smallest gun
Turkish?
it had was a 75.
Did you notice the nice Turkish 8mm bandoliers that were post-war, the blue ones, to the left?
Oh,
of this
these ones.
Yeah,
frame?
right. Yeah.
Did you notice
Right.
that?
But they're,
Nice Turkish ammunition. They were really, really heavily involved in the Second World War.
Of
Yeah.
course.
but they're gray like German uniforms were, like the
Yeah.
like Nazi uniforms.
They're Luftwaffe bandoliers.
That's what he would say if you were there. Yeah.
Right.
Also, I don't know what it is, but in all of his videos, every time he has like a sandbag kind of thing with a machine gun, he always refers to that as a bunker. Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
He's like, over here we have a bunker right here. It's like, it's not a bunker. Well, I don't know what the fuck he thinks a bunker
Nobody
is.
sitting here knows what the fucking actual bunker is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Little foreshadowing for you on the stream, people watching. But I mean, so okay, Lander. So, in your opinion, scale from 1 to 10, 10 being the best, 1 being the worst, how does this compare to a machine gun bunker that you're experienced with?
A solid 12, maybe.
Fucking asshole. Yeah, nice.
Maybe minus 12, I guess.
Oh, minus 12. Yeah. There's a
there you
language barrier here, people.
Yeah.
Um,
No, it's
but yeah,
it's,
it's
it's
horrible.
unbelievable. It's crazy.
What did you notice in this that stuck out for you?
It just looks like chaos to me.
There you go.
Yeah. And it's not even organized chaos. It's just chaos.
I see rifle pyramid Sturmgewehr back there. Number of stick grenades.
Right. Is that a cell phone on the floor too?
What?
Yeah. Rolled up one, isn't it?
Oh yeah,
There.
Zelts. What the fuck is the purpose? Yeah.
Yeah.
And
It's
then
like
yeah.
a Hugo ammo can as well next to it, maybe. The color, light green.
Well, yeah, the
Dates them
tripod's
back from-
Yugo for sure.
They had
Oh yeah, that is a Yugo can.
Isn't it
That's
the
them.
Hugo can? Yeah.
I believe so. Yeah.
Sorry, pausing it while the camera's moving is not
Yeah.
Well, dude, it's
conducive to a
nauseating.
clear
It's like,
image.
it's
The
not a
MG
really good. video.
G42.
The
I wonder how
MG42.
many. I wonder if that MG42 he has was at Normandy,
I knew you were going there.
I don't know that.
because I always fucking do.
It could have been, but just make sure you preface that with it was used by the 352nd and no one else.
Yeah,
Yeah. God
that's
damn.
getting into nerd details that I'm not familiar with.
We'll
Yeah.
get there. We'll definitely get there in this stream. This is just fun. So, all right, there's an MG34 MP, probably a replica, but like 40. It's the real deal, folks. Yeah, like you said, Mike, the tripod that's stacked. One's got a bayonet on it that's not a correct bayonet, and then
Yeah.
Yeah, what the
the
fuck?
the Sturmgewehr in the background.
Yeah.
What?
Well, and
is-
then
look at this tripod that this MG34 is on.
the Lafette, yeah.
Yeah, that's actually accurate. The sight and everything. It's not bad.
Is
It
that
doesn't
an
have the
AA
clamp, does it?
tripod though?
No, that's just a Lafette. That's
Yes.
the AA tripod is what the 42 is on.
Yes.
Yeah,
So,
it's
Lander, what were you gonna say?
No, it doesn't appear to have the clamp for the barrel on the lavette.
Yeah, that
Mhm.
part's there's like a bunch of shit missing, but it's like the actual basic.
Mhm.
Probably a Hugo or something.
Yeah, but it
Yeah.
was also stripped at some point to make it lighter for shipping. Probably
Yeah.
when they surplused it and they kept the other shit. But yeah, the clamp is not on there for sure.
Hmm.
So
I cannot believe how heavy those things are. When I
Yeah.
tried to pick
crazy.
one
Yeah.
up one time.
yeah, they're insane.
Now, the problem with all of Dragonman stuff, though, is that he has these fucking plastic sheets over
Yeah.
all of the mannequins. So, like, I can't really see the uniforms look like SS, but I mean, I can't see any real details on them. As Jake, is Jeezy gone? Oh.
Yeah, his power just went out randomly, so he'll be
Oh,
back on in a
Jesus
little
Christ.
bit. It's right about 1:13. But yeah, I mean, the thing about like when we had James on here, who's actually a museum director in real life,
Mhm.
Cool.
he was like, dude, if you're gonna have a museum, use artifacts to tell a story. Like use
You're right.
that. Like there's a story behind a lot of things, and this dude is just like it's unfortunate. It's just like a hoarder mentality. Like the more shit I have, and I think this looks good, but it's like, what story are you telling? You're not teaching anybody anything except how some of the stuff looked.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, and he also in his tours, he just says like, "Look what I got here. I got this thing," and then that's it. It's
Yeah,
just
right.
like dick measuring contest.
Yeah, of course.
Well, that's why it's good with you guys, Lender, is like you guys are actually trying to make it as close to historically accurate as possible, which is
Yeah.
what Mike and I are in the business of, and other people that we know. James, very, very good with that. We're not going to be perfect. We know that. But Jesus Christ, man, like that's not even trying. Like that display of like with all the fucking, Hakenkreuzes around.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Hopefully that gets past YouTube's little things. But with all, it's like the American flags on the display with the American shit. It's like, what is that? What purpose does that serve?
Right.
What are you actually teaching people?
Fuck if he knows. Yeah, I mean, I think it's just to flex his shit because he thinks it's cool. It doesn't matter if it's accurate or not. I've actually talked to a couple people who have done his tours who know their shit, and they have like questioned him like, "Hey, wait a second," and he just like brushes it. No. Like,
Perfect.
he really just wants to. He just does not give a fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, if you were going to go to James's place, I'm sure if you knew something that he didn't know, he would want to know about it.
Right.
Oh, tell me about that.
Yeah.
That's the kind of mentality you should have.
Right, and that's once we get over the Dragonman video and Jake's little power outage, which is weird. Usually doesn't go out. There's no storms right now, but no, I mean it's the same concept. It's just we're all about like preserving and teaching history.
Yeah.
Mm.
Totally.
For whatever reason, we're instilled with that. It's part of all of our personas and our who we are, and like we just want to preserve history and try to get it portrayed as accurately as possible, so we can record it and people can see it. That's it.
Learn.
This guy's just about what I have, like Mike said. So
Yeah.
And both of you guys right now, you got tons of shit behind you. Lander, what all do you have behind you right there? I mean, you look like you have a massive collection behind you.
There's a little bit of everything, I guess.
I guess so. Jesus Christ. That's awesome, dude.
Thanks. I'm not allowed to touch anything. So
Of course.
that was like there's like not a lot of restrictions except like two things, and that's it. But like, because I think Mike, you were that was before we met, but like the whole touching certain things on the stream, like
you had told, because I didn't know about that, and then the very first time ever that I was on this, you told me about that, because like I think I had my M1 or something, and you were like, I don't pick that up, and I'm like, how come? He's like, because this will get zapped immediately. Like I didn't know anything about that.
yeah.
Yep, it definitely did, and like because I think Devin was on for that one too.
He was, that was the first.
And he's like, "Yep, it'll get nailed. It'll get zapped."
Mm-hmm.
So, but
you guys also told me to call my police department and say, "Don't get swatted."
Right, and it's like, because we did in 2019, but like, it's whatever. But like, so Lander, like, what are I mean, you've got K98s obviously right there.
Yeah.
And so like, I mean, you can show them without touching them. That's the thing. That's the loophole. Yep. Oh, nice mortar. Holy fuck. Didn't even see that.
Nice, dude. Damn.
Nice.
Is that a 34?
Yeah, it's a German one, 81 millimeter.
Nice.
And it's in original mint condition.
Is it is it the Gestapo 34 or 36? I'm kind of not professional on that.
Yeah, 34.
Okay, 34. Yeah.
That's
a little
cool.
bit of everything.
Sweet.
And the MP38, MP40, the Thompson back there, a couple K98s, Norwegian Crags.
Yeah.
Nice. Oh, you got the rabbit ears. That's cool.
Yeah, and MG34, MG42. MG53 actually.
Yeah, very
Yeah.
nice.
And I've some more around the corner too. Goes
I'm always jealous when I see people's collections.
You don't have to
Right
be
away.
jealous. It's just cool.
I know.
They're being preserved.
Yeah,
see if I have
that's
any
true.
battery power. All right. Couple Norwegian uniforms here.
Yeah, love it. Love it. Those are awesome.
Some paintings,
Mm-hmm.
original ones.
This is my grandfather.
Yeah, original.
Good
And
old granddad right there. Yeah.
in this cabinet is over 100 Norwegian uniforms.
Wow.
Jeez.
Here are some German ones.
Oh, damn. Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
some banners, you know.
Yeah.
What's
Windmills
the
of peace.
what's the white one? What's the white uniform?
That's Luftwaffe summer uniform
Wow.
in cotton.
It's an
Oh, yeah.
officers. Yeah. They're at,
Yeah.
what rank is that? That's, I can't really, it's
It's,
blurry.
Hauptmann.
Hauptmann. Yeah, it's a Hauptmann. Nah, nice. That's a really nice piece.
Yeah.
Damn.
And some different kind of shit. Something for you.
No sewing.
Oh,
machine,
hell
right?
yeah.
Yeah,
That's
it's from,
awesome.
it's an original one from Bad Tölz, from the SS officer school.
Yeah, I thought, yeah.
Yes.
Shit. That's
And here's
awesome.
the original manual shows how to sew on uniforms. Buttons and-
Damn.
yeah.
That's a great machine.
Actually, I have two of them, actually. One with the table and motor and everything.
That's a great piece to have.
And here you can see patterns for the SA Hemd, the political
Oh,
shirt.
yeah. The shirt, yeah. Yep.
So here's a whole box full of different sewing patterns.
Oh, whoa. Wait,
And up-
so yeah, we'll have to talk about that later.
Yeah.
That
And up-
holy shit, a whole box full of patterns.
And there you have patterns for the Fellbluse, the field blouse,
Yeah.
Mhm.
the German coat, and some Luftwaffe uniforms and shit. Original patterns, cutting patterns.
Yeah. Okay,
rare.
we'll talk about that later. Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
And of course, some field kitchen stuff, which is
Yep.
one of my passions.
That's a really good one to have. Because without that, it doesn't happen. None of that happens
Mhm.
without a field kitchen. So
Kind of.
he's cutting out a bit.
Can you hear me, so?
Yep, you're good. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
just cutting out at the very end. Yeah, we're good. I love the Norwegian uniforms. They're like very. It's like a combination of like Austro-Hungarian and Swiss uniforms in
Yeah.
one.
Really, really
Yeah.
pretty.
Yep.
And then here I have about 30,000 original German photographs from Norway.
That's so cool.
Jesus. Have you scanned those and backed those up to a digital source?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Yep, good.
I absolutely love going through photos. So I would be in those albums all day. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mike would be sitting there for like a week. Just give him coffee and hair gel,
Yeah.
and
Yes.
he'll be fine.
And there you
Those
have
are key things to my living. Yes.
there you have the shield for a flak, 2 centimeter flak.
Oh shit! That's
Wow.
okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I got it. Yeah. That was awesome. That's really cool.
That is a freaking museum in there. Basically, I mean, like, it's just funny that we're doing the Dragonman review and then we're also looking at that because it's like, you know,
But here's the thing: is like that this is Lander's personal space,
yeah,
and just organized and like whatever. So, Dragonman tries to do that,
Mhm.
but just 100 times bigger with a bunch of shit. Like
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
actual like, because if we go through like again the Turkish Mauser, like the bandoliers and shit,
Yeah.
not the same as a Fallschirmjäger bandolier. It's not
No.
the same.
Mhm.
It's a Turkish, whatever. Like they're common, but it's made to look like that. Whereas the stuff that you just showed is legitimate, and it's like there's a difference there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's what the fuck, Jake.
It's Jake.
His Starlink's rebooting because he lost power, so he should be back in a couple minutes. But no, thank you so much for the tour. That's really cool stuff. Like
Thanks.
it's good to preserve history the best way we possibly can. And what Dragonman does sort of does it, but
But it's like stereotypical dumb American type,
Yes.
thing. So
Yeah.
it's not like the autistic European style.
yes.
Which there you go.
Oh my god, dude! Like
Yeah. Nice.
we
All the
could do-
pictures are numbered and cataloged.
nice.
So
couple
did
of-
you get those? How did you acquire those? Like in
them
Norway,
from,
or did you have to go abroad?
Abroad from the families in Germany.
Wow.
Some on eBay
Oh.
and some through contacts and some websites, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, okay. Because I know. So do you have a separate thing for like when the Germans were occupying Norway? Do you have a
Mhm.
separate like? Yeah, okay. So that's that, and then you just have kind of a broader research of
So most of the pictures I have are from Norway and a lot from my hometown. So
But you had to go to Germany to get them from the families because they were brought back to Germany.
yeah.
Ah, gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, that's how it happens in a war. Like, contrary to popular belief, not everybody dies in a war.
Yeah.
So a
So
lot of
not
people
in
go-
Norway.
Right. A lot of people go home and then
Yeah.
they bring things with them. So you've acquired, but you specialize. It sounds like on Norwegian and German interaction history, like that part of the war.
Yeah,
Yep.
pretty much.
Well, no, it's
And of
good
course,
because it's never talked about. It really isn't.
Yeah, and of course the Norwegian volunteers and the German
Yep.
Waffen SS and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Yep.
the 5th Division. Yep.
Do you
Yeah.
do you have any photo? Do you happen to have any photos of Festung Norwegian, the Atlantic Wall part of Norway?
I think I have some here from my hometown.
Really? Damn. I'm an Atlantic Wall nerd.
So here we are from an album. You can see how beautiful they are. And if we go
Nice, dude.
to see,
Yeah, it's funny. In terms of the Atlantic Wall, there was some big shit up in Norway.
yeah, here's the 38 centimeter
Yep.
cannon.
Yep.
Holy
TWK 38,
shit.
the 5 centimeter. Yep.
So
Nice. That is so cool, dude.
and
Well,
I have a
Do you have more? Because like this is literally Mike Ackerman.
Yeah.
This is like his specialty,
It is.
We'll
Yeah.
call
I am all about the Atlantic Wall and shit. I'm a
Cool.
nerd.
which includes Norway. Yeah,
Yes. Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Like to Leonard's like Mike's. You could probably talk about the Atlantic Wall with him for fucking weeks straight.
Yeah.
With again Red Bull and hair gel, he's fine. I don't know
Yeah.
what you need, but that's all Mike needs. But
It's my
he-
thing,
he-
yeah.
he's super knowledgeable about that. So yeah, it's cool that you have original photos of and documentation of the Atlantic Wall in Norway
Mhm.
because there's not a lot of that evidence.
No, it's kind of
That's usually
forgotten,
presented.
but like there were some because that's where it started. That's when they started it, and there were
Right.
some huge things up there in terms of like giant coastal fortifications and stuff.
Oh yeah, those guns
Yeah.
were fucking huge.
Yeah,
A 37
enormous.
centimeter gun.
Mhm.
38, yeah.
38. Yeah, I was thinking 3.7. So 38. That's a big gun.
And I had
So-
one that was bigger too.
Yeah.
40 centimeter gun.
Jesus.
So sorry we lost you there, Jake.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a power outage. I don't know.
Yep, it's good. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
We're good.
And then I had to reinstall my audio driver.
Dude, I've been having tech issues all day. It's fine. We're here. We're still breathing. We're good. So, all right, go to like 111, and that's I think where we left off.
Okay. Basically, while you were gone, we just established that Lander here makes Dragonman look like a fucking idiot, which isn't hard to do. But his collection is like fucking insane.
Actually, legit, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well, it's also beneficial that he lives in a country that was occupied by.
well, that's what we talked. Let's just get through this, and then we'll just go on and shoot the shit. Yeah.
The Tiger tank. Okay, they had the Bismarck, the biggest battleships. They invented and used the V1, the V2 flying bomb. But Hitler's biggest mistake, June 22nd, 1941, he decided to take over Russia. All his generals told him it was a bad idea. But you can't tell Hitler what to do.
What did he just, June 22nd?
Let me back it up. I can do that.
I just want to make sure I heard that correctly.
He decided to take over Russia. V1, the V2 flying bomb. But Hitler's biggest mistake, June 22nd, 1941.
Was it not a different?
It was.
Let's just look at Barbarossa.
I'm pretty sure it was. Let me see here.
June 22nd, Sunday, June 22nd.
Holy shit! So he actually got a fact correct.
Not a fact correct. He actually got a fact.
Fair. Okay. Fair.
So, what is he going to say about
Barbarossa? Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Carry on. Yep.
He decided to take over Russia. All his generals told him it was a bad idea, but you can't tell Hitler what to do. You go to the gas chamber. So the next day.
Okay. You can't tell
I must know something. I must know something because I knew to pause it without being told.
I mean, apparently, if you question Hitler, you go to the gas chamber. But 2 seconds before that, he just said his generals told him not to do it. So what the fuck are you talking about, Dragonman? Which generals went to the gas chamber who questioned Hitler? That's what I want to know.
Well, we'll see.
So
he'll probably explain it, Mike. He'll probably explain it.
I'm sure he will.
He'll probably explain it.
I'm not an expert on German World War II on much of anything, but even I know that there were multiple German commanders, field commanders, who were relieved of their position, sent back to Germany, and then later found themselves back in command on the front line again.
Yes, that is more or less the norm of how it worked.
No, they just go to Auschwitz, according to Dragonman.
I wonder if he tattooed numbers on their forearms too.
Okay,
you
that's fucked up. That's awesome.
You'll get 1 digit for every wrong you make.
20.
Okay.
3rd, 1941. He started to send 3 million soldiers to Russia. 1 million to Stalingrad, 1 million to Leningrad, 1 million to Moscow. 1941 winter was the coldest on record. 33 below zero. 80% of all his soldiers still had their summer uniforms on. That one winter, he lost 1.5 million men. Most of them froze to death. From that point on, his hopes of taking over the world started to go downhill. So let me make a loop in this one room here and point out some important stuff here. Right now, I have every helmet and every uniform.
I didn't know they used pickled helbas in World War I or World War II.
I knew they used World War One.
Yeah. I mean, if you ever watched Hogan's Heroes, that's the pickled helmet is on his desk. So
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 16. There's at least 16 pickle helbas in there.
It's just it's just a free for all for him. He's it's whatever because he starts. I have a feeling he's gonna start talking about World War I shit, kind of like how he did with the British World War I stuff, where he was also mentioning like World War II stuff. It's just like whatever. Both the world wars are the same thing, right? So,
right. It was a ways back. So yeah. It's all
I
one
wonder if
thing.
I wonder if he's got a matching bust of Hitler on his nightstand.
Yeah, I was
he has a
sleeping
match-
next
he has
to
a bust
Hitler.
of him. He has a bust of himself that looks just like that, though.
Yeah. Oh,
The
probably.
Nazis wore 1914 to 1945. Right there is a very big accomplishment. I'm going to
Hold
name
on,
a
hold
couple-
on, hold on, hold on. He just said the Nazis were 1914 to 1945.
That's what did I just say?
1914 to 19, and point out some important stuff here. Right now, I have every helmet and every uniform the Nazis wore 1914 to 1945. Right?
What did I just say?
Apparently, Imperial Germany were all Nazis too.
It's true.
This is something very personal that I have a problem with.
Mm.
From doing World War I reenacting for a few years and having that sentiment,
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
dude.
I
Like
forgot about
people were like, "Oh, are you a Nazi?" It's like, no, I'm portraying a World War I Imperial German soldier from Bremen, Northern Germany. That's it. And never mind. I'm not gonna get on that fucking rant.
Yeah.
But
Jesus Christ.
so the not dude, he okay. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It doesn't
He's
matter.
one of those kind of people who would ask you that.
He wouldn't ask, he would just say.
He would
That's
just
the
say,
thing.
"That's yeah."
So, but it doesn't matter, whatever. So carry on.
Right there is a very big accomplishment. I'm going to name a couple right here. This is the artillery sergeant. We got the Panther, that's a tanker. We got the Luftwaffe, that's the Air Force. We got the African Corps. We got the SS uniform, the camouflage uniform. Very, very rare. 1943, the jet fighter uniform. The Nazis had the first jet fighter used.
Wrong. They had the first
Lander,
one used in combat, but they did not have the first jet fighter.
There's like 30 things we got to go over.
Lander, you gotta speak because like I see you making faces. Please speak. What is going on right now?
Looks like
Roast
a lot
this
of-
guy.
A lot of reproductions.
Yeah,
First of
that's
all.
why he said very, very rare. What the fuck is rare? These reproductions that you can get from ATF?
Yeah. And the first one was not an infantry soldier too. Did he
The
have
first
white
one was
piping?
like a parade
I can back it up.
uniform. He's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, it
he's
was.
like,
I think it was white. Yeah, I think it was white piping.
he was like this. He's like, this is the artillery guy. It's like, but it's like a parade
Yeah.
uniform.
It's like a Waffen.
Okay. I'll pause it when he gets to that.
1914
Yeah.
to 1945. Right there is a very big accomplishment. I'm going to name a couple right here. This is the
That looks
artillery
like an
sergeant.
infantry
Yeah, it's infantry.
walking out dress is what they would call it. Yeah,
NCO.
Early Waffenrock, yeah.
yeah. It's like the 34 pattern actually. It looks like, right?
Yeah, it's an early one.
Yeah, it's like basically like between when the Reichswehr and the Wehrmacht became a thing.
Hmm.
It looks like a transitional, in the mid 30s uniform, walking out uniform.
Why does he have an Auschwitz uniform behind it?
Well, good question.
Yeah,
What the fuck is? Well, I mean, they're pajamas, so
yeah.
It looks like the. Mike, do you remember the actual pillows, not the pillowcases, but the pillows themselves that we had at Basic, the down pillows with the blue piping on them?
mine was
they were
straight
like
white. Mine was straight
Oh.
white.
Yeah.
Well, the case was. So yeah, but
Yeah.
yeah.
But the actual pillow, the pillow body itself, the ones that we had, they were an off-white and they had blue piping, and it looked almost exactly like that, whatever that is in the background.
Right. So why the fuck does you have that behind artillery officer or artillery soldier? Also, that eagle is fucking huge.
Yeah.
The breast eagle is like very huge. Very
Might be a
interesting.
really early one, maybe.
And they
Yeah, but I
all
mean,
have
like-
swords. This
Yes.
this Luftwaffe guy has got 3 swords, so he's like 3 special.
Yeah. Super Ninja.
And is
But
that a
looks-
pike?
that looks like a post-war fucking tunic that had insignia added to it. The Luftwaffe one. It looks like a post-war tunic. The
Yeah.
cut
Mhm.
and everything.
We got the Panther, that's a tanker. We got the Luftwaffe, that's
The Panther. We got the
Um,
Panther.
It's got the death head on it.
Yeah, that's just the Panzertruppen uniform.
Which they did. They actually did. Like
Panther, that's a tanker.
the Panzertruppen, they wore black. They did wear black uniforms, right?
Yep.
And they did have the Totenkopf on their collar tabs, even though they were here, right?
Yeah, they're
With the
army,
pink
yeah.
piping and all that shit. And then towards like the end of 19. Correct me if I'm wrong, Lander. Like towards the end of 1943, that sort of started like just not being a thing. Like the insignia and all that shit. Like they might still wear, but they were going more towards like just whatever uniforms they could wear that were comfortable, and it wasn't that big of a deal. But for this, he's got a fucking cap on and whatever. But
I can't. It looks lighter than his.
It's not an. It's not a. It doesn't have a visor on. It's just a cap. Like what the fuck is this?
He has a rifle with a bayonet too.
Yeah.
He can shoot from his 80-ton Tiger tank.
Yeah, he can.
That's inside the fucking Tiger. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he keeps it on the outside, so it's very accessible.
Oh
Yes.
yeah.
He keeps it on the outside.
He's got it on a pintle mount. He's got his bolt action rifle with a bayonet on a pintle mount.
Yep. What a fucking joke.
The bayonet is in case the infantry climb up on the tank.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You ever seen
That's no
Fury?
fun. Have you seen Saving Private Ryan too?
Right. There you go. Yeah.
In case a bunch
Hey,
of
hey.
troopers throw a bunch of grenades inside.
Hey, a Tiger tank is vulnerable to a 1911.
Yeah,
of
that's
course.
Tom Hanks proved that. Yeah.
I saw it with my own eyes.
Well, it's a P-51, but whatever. We'll just move past that one. Well,
So we
actually,
got the Luftwaffe, that's the Air Force. We got the African Corps. We got the
African Corps.
African Corps. Yeah.
So they-
really.
So yeah, the Germans they enlisted a bunch of black soldiers from Africa, sub-Saharan Africa, to go up and fight their war. And they wore this uniform, which is also
If it's
shitty.
supposed to be the Free Arabian Legion, maybe, but but no, that's a shitty repro. I mean, it should be more of the green color rather than that just
Yeah,
tan. But he has a pith hat on. It looks like.
and it's Carry on, Jake.
SS uniform, the camouflage uniform.
The SS uniform with the gas mask.
Nazi
Yeah,
zombies. You ever played it? Fuck off.
Yeah.
Wolfenstein, dude.
Yeah.
Strange
Very,
placement of
very
the Iron
rare.
Cross there.
What's up, Leonard?
And yeah, the
Placement
Nazi
of the Iron
zombies
Cross.
where you
Jake,
play as
hold on,
JFK.
Leonard was saying something. What's up?
The Iron Cross ribbon on that SS uniform is like all the way down to his belt almost.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, it's on the fourth button, basically.
Yeah.
Be up here.
But hey,
Yeah.
he's a hero. He got the EK2. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, what a hero.
You know that guy's badass because he was just fucking going with that gas mask on.
Yes.
Well, that's because the tanker farted in front of him.
He should take the fucking filter off, though. You know.
Jesus.
Okay, tell me about this this extra rare camouflage uniform.
It's a repro of a .44. It's not. Here's the thing with. Okay, so Lander, this is a good thing to talk about because you probably know more than I do about it. I know there was several variants of the pattern. There were several prints and all that shit, and they just wanted to get that shit out as soon as possible because they thought it was going to be a great all-around service camouflage uniform. That, to me, in my opinion, does not look terrible. It looks a little bit bigger, but it doesn't look terrible. That actual print. What do you think?
It's hard to see under the plastic.
Of course.
Quality, but
It's the problem with all of them.
but I don't know. It looks a
I've
little
seen
repro to me.
worse.
Yeah. Seen worse.
The plastic is the genuine article. It's the wheel deal, guys.
Yeah,
Yeah, it must be
I
like
would-
German raincoats or something.
Yes.
I would bet you that you can't see it obviously because of the plastic, but I would bet you the helmet cover on that mannequin is the same camo.
Which did not exist, which is fine.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Yeah,
It's probably a .44. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're probably right. Yeah.
Yeah.
because he's just fucked with everything.
Yeah.
But it was field made, you know. He just made it out of his pants or something.
Maybe one or two people. Yeah. But that's
Yeah.
it. Carry on, Jake.
1943, the jet fighter uniform. The Nazis had the first jet fighter used in World War II, and this
Oh dear, here we go. Okay, retard man. No, the Nazis did not have the first jet fighter of World War II. They had the first one in combat, But the British had the first jet fighter of World War II called the Gloucester Meteor. It flew before the ME-262 flew. Oh, I hate retards.
Well, also, I can't really see, but like, isn't that just the the bomber, like standard bomber uniform that like the
Looks
prop
like a
pilot-
flight suit.
Yeah, like it's not a special jet uniform. Like,
So it's just a regular flight suit.
yeah,
Looks like it.
I
Okay,
don't think they had like a specific special suit for the jet. I think it was just a standard flight suit.
Probably.
okay, so yeah.
What you looking at?
The ME-262 technically flew first, but it wasn't put into active service first. The British used the Gloucester Meteor to great extent, shooting down V1 buzz bombs over the North Sea. They'd intercept them with the Gloucester Meteor because they were fast enough to catch them. Anyway, shall we continue?
Yes,
Sure.
please.
Yeah, we shall.
This is the complete uniform, from the leather skull hat, the goggles, the gloves, to the boots. Okay, over here we got the SS, we got the Gestapo in charge of the death camps, and over here we have the general.
What? No, go back. What the fuck did he just say?
He said the Gestapo.
He said the
in
Gestapo
charge.
was in charge of the death camps.
Of course.
Fucking
Where is the
From
Gestapo
the gloves
uniform?
to the boots. Okay, over here we got the SS, we got the Gestapo in charge of the death camps.
The Gestapo, not
the
the.
Ges-
It's something out of it. Indiana Jones. The black uniforms.
the
Gestapo.
black uniform.
And oh my god, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
It's something. It's like a
Yeah.
wearing a
crazy.
helmet too. The Gestapo wore helmets a lot. You know, they were notorious for wearing
And
helmets.
And he has
They weren't
yeah.
known as the brown coats for a reason.
Mhm.
He has
Well, no.
an SA dagger in his
Yeah, I
belt.
was just gonna.
Kind of
Yeah, absolutely.
strangely put in there.
Just
It looks
strapped
like
into
a-
his belt.
SS belt buckle too. It's like the funny
Looks-
thing is the Gestapo was this thing called the secret police.
Yeah.
There was the armed police, and there was the secret police. The
Mhm.
secret police wore civilian clothing for the
Yeah.
most part.
Well, can I say
Interesting.
one?
Yeah, you can. Absolutely.
The Gestapo, like when they actually would have like an actual like uniform, didn't the color tabs, they didn't have insignia on them, right? But that clearly
They-
has SS on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Correct. They had a blank tab where the SS runes were, which
Yep.
is black.
Yeah, it's just black, but that one right there has the SS on it. So
But then they
they-
never had the black uniform. That was a early SS thing.
mhm.
Also, the Gestapo was not a combat unit. Like,
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
what
And
the
they're
fuck?
not in charge of the goddamn concentration camps.
No. Oh,
Did the
okay. so-
Gestapo
yeah.
even leave Germany proper?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, they were in France and yeah.
In Norway too.
Yeah, they operated everywhere that the Germans had, quote unquote, occupied securely, as far as I know. And they were just kind of working behind the scenes to control the population and make sure order was held. Does that sound about right, Lender?
Yeah, and they did lots of against agents and stuff.
Yeah, they were kind of like the
Saboteurs
predecessor.
and, yeah.
Yep. Yeah, it was kind of like a counter espionage as much as they could,
Yeah.
and then they got out of control, of course. But like, dude, as far as the Gestapo being a combat unit wearing an SS belt buckle with an SA dagger and a Panzer wrap looking fucking mantle with officer rank and SS, I mean, fuck, what are you doing here?
Crazy.
Well,
Like,
and then
I mean,
and then what
So-
he said that they were in charge of the concentration camps.
no. The SS, like Heinrich Himmler, the SS was in charge of the concentration camps.
Yeah.
Right? That was their job. The Allgemeine SS, like the actual SS, like not the Waffen SS, was in charge of overseeing that, right? Although they pulled people from other branches and stuff. If they were wounded, they would be, okay, you're recovering right before you get back to your unit. You're going to go and be a guard here, blah, blah, blah. But the SS oversaw that. Not the Gestapo. The Gestapo is a totally different entity than the SS.
Mike, we got a super chat.
Yeah, I know. I'll get to it.
Okay.
So thanks
I didn't know if
for
you saw it.
the rabbit hole research all night, gents. The jet fight a panther German. Yeah. Boomer is getting a video. Reminds me of so many Midwest boomers I met with museums. Right. That's the thing. Is like, God, I wish James was available tonight because.
Yeah, he'd be good on this.
But no, it's all good that we're just kind of critiquing this, and I mean,
So, question real quick.
yeah.
Was it normal to wear the Knight's Cross ribbon with metal on the collar?
So okay, that is the Iron Cross, right? The Iron Cross second class. You
Yep.
get the actual medal, and people would take the ribbon off of the medal itself and sew it under the second buttonhole of their Feldbluse or whatever tunic or rock you were wearing to show that you got the Iron Cross second class. That's basically like a the equivalent's like an Army Achievement Medal, right? And in order to get the Iron Cross first class, which you'd wear on the pocket, on the left breast pocket, you had to have an Iron Cross second class and then do something else. So that's basically like a Bronze Star, right? Of like the Iron Cross first class when you see it on the pocket, right? The Knight's Cross, we're getting into like Silver Star, possibly just DSC or Distinguished Service Cross territory. But the Knight's Cross that he's wearing around his neck also had several levels of awards. You had the Knight's Cross, Knight's Cross with oak leaves. So no, he would be, I don't know. What do you think, Lander? Like, I think he'd be wearing his EK2 ribbon still, right?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Yeah. And but I don't see, obviously because of the fucking plastic, but like he'd be wearing, if he had a Knight's Cross, he'd be wearing an EK2 ribbon, the Iron Cross first class on his pocket, and then the Knight's Cross
around his neck.
Yeah. So, but yeah, there's a process to that, and like not everybody got the Knight's Cross. The Knight's Cross is like a weird thing, but yeah, the Iron Cross is very common, very common.
Okay, because I just didn't think that I didn't. This is my ignorance on the topic. I didn't know that it was appropriate to have the Iron Cross ribbon on the button and then still wear the Knight's Cross. So
yeah,
that
it is. Yep.
I didn't know that either.
No, it's fine. But yeah, and did I say Army Achievement Medal? No, I meant like Army Commendation Medal for the Iron Cross second class. I misspoke. So it's the Army Commendation Medal with a V device, we'll say, usually. But so that's the sort of modern day U.S. equivalent of those medals and awards. But yeah, they were all about that shit, of course. But so that's not inaccurate at all. Go ahead.
Okay.
Over here we have the general. Okay, guys, take a look at this collection because you won't see a better collection than what I put together in my museum.
Okay, I'm going to pause it here because I know that Mike's going to want to spurg out on these helmets.
No, I'm not going to spurg out. Most of them look like originals.
They're cool helmets. I see some fire brigade stuff. That's cool.
Luftschutz.
What is the one that's the third from the left on the bottom shelf? What's that one?
Pilot. Might be a pilot's bump helmet.
Yeah. What do
you think,
and
Lander?
Then two over with the giant eagle on the front. What's that? Is that a police helmet?
What's
No,
blue?
The other way. Sorry.
Yeah, this one. It's blue.
No. The other way, dude.
The other way.
That one right there. Yeah, with the big eagle on the front. That
That's
one.
That's third, not second.
NSKK, I think.
Sorry.
Oh yeah, NSKK. Yep.
It's like a motorcycle helmet.
Oh,
It's made of leather.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Continue.
Yep.
Yeah, carry on.
86 show cabinets full. Here's every Maltese cross, 1914 and 1945. This here's called a political
Maltese
uniform, just like Hitler used to wear. 1933, here's 5 pictures of Hitler wearing a uniform, just like that. Unbelievable.
That's a Gauleiter uniform. That's not Hitler's pre-war uniform. Yeah, the mustache on the dummy.
Nice Google images printed out with the head cut off almost.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Well,
Jesus.
cropping. You can't expect. He's got a huge collection to manage. You can't expect him to get
Get everything
original
right.
prints.
Oh, also, I just noticed this. So in the bottom right, this is fucking hilarious. I didn't notice this. Adolf Hitler, 1889, 1945. Like it's a memorial. Like nobody knows who the fuck this guy was.
With a little swastika flag next to it.
Holy shit, dude! Like, like it's a memorial to. Okay,
Pretty much, dude.
What a fucking dunce.
Something doesn't look right to me about that rifle. I can't put my finger on it, but
it's
looks like a Kriegsmedal, right?
He's got a lot of those, but
No, it's a regular one.
Okay.
I think.
The barrel band at the end looked like the later ones to me.
Well, it's like mid-war. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't see a front sight on it.
Well, that's just probably the frame, but like I'm looking at can you play it like 2 more seconds?
Unbelievable. Okay, over here, every house.
Yeah, it's the front sight.
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, it's just a K98. Yeah, it's a mid-war K98.
At every helmet on this side, all the different gas masks. Okay, let me show you the rarest thing I have in the museum.
Oh,
okay.
Here we go.
In 1944, Hitler's bodyguards were issued 15.
This is an old one.
Stainless steel.
No, it's not. Here,
gun belt buckles.
Pause it.
Okay, so they wore this over here on that belt, but there's a gun in here. Let me show you. All we do is push the lever on the top here. See that? And see the barrels pop out?
Oh.
It shoots 3 22 short bullets. Right underneath here, it says 1944 SS and number 1 stamped on all the parts. That's right, number 1. This is number 1. They only made 15 of them. And in the history books, they say that Hitler and
he breaks it.
Hermann Göring and all the top-ranking Nazis were issued these gun belt buckles.
Sure.
And Heinrich Himmler, he had one too.
Heinrich Himmler.
Who the fuck is Heinrich Himmler?
Dude, he's getting worse with his old age, man. Like it's really bad.
This is not an old video though. He posts numerous videos over the years of the same rooms.
I know.
Like,
so
yeah.
But it looks like because he's always proud of these buckles, but he always describes them differently. And
He does.
I think we reviewed this room like a couple months back of like a few years ago.
Yeah.
And Heinrich
Himmler.
Heinrich Himmler.
I know a lot of German men named Heinrich.
Yeah, Heinrich Himmler. Well, also, as far as I know, these gun belt buckle things, these were like made by scam artists after the war for like Nazi artifact collectors. Isn't that the case? That's what I've heard anyway. I haven't looked into it too deeply.
Yeah, Andrew Craig in chat said they only made 15. He has 20.
He's got 19. Come on, don't be an asshole.
Well, one of them broke.
Right, the one that he's fucking with right now.
Oh fuck! I broke it.
Jesus, Heinrich. Hey, Heinrich. Hey,
Heinrich
Mitchell.
Himmler.
Mitchell, how you doing, buddy?
Let's see what
Jetsam, how you doing, buddy? Fucking Christ! Like Heinrich, you could say it with an American accent. Heinrich. Yeah. It's a fucking commonly known name.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Look, what the Heinrich. Whatever.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I don't know, dude. Lander, this collection, does rounds around yours. This is really insane. You have any of those fucking belt buckles?
I have the last 25.
Hey, good for you. Good for you, buddy. Yeah. I'm rooting for you. Yeah. Holy fuck. Keep going, Jake.
Oh man.
If I was Hitler, I'd probably want number 1. If I could prove that Hitler had this gun belt buckle and wore it, it would be worth millions of dollars. Let me show it how it works. See, I push the lever on the tab here. See the button there?
You already did.
See that?
You already showed us.
The barrels pop right out. These are the firing triggers. I'm going to push them. 1, 2, 3. And that would shoot a 22 short bullet right through your stomach.
Right in the face.
Okay, to push that back, we pull a lever here, and see, it's ready to go again after we put the bullets in. So this is super rare. Okay, the next rare thing,
Damn,
wooden
dude.
bullets. Did you guys know the Germans practiced with wooden projectiles? Okay,
Yes.
because metal was
Yeah.
such a big thing back then. They don't want to waste any metal. The British and the Germans practiced with wooden projectiles, wooden bullets.
So did the Swedes,
Okay,
and the
guys,
Norwegians,
if you ever
and
seen
pretty much everybody at
a
that fucking
shield
time
that goes
except the
over the
United
helmet here, this is a quarter-inch steel
States.
shield
Oh my god!
that the snipers.
Isn't that a World War One thing?
Yeah, that's a World
Yes.
War One thing.
It's a shitty really shitty repro of the Stirnpanzer.
Mhm.
Oh my god! So this is dude. Unless again, I never say never because there was probably a German sniper who wore this in World War II. They because a lot of I'm gonna break this down. I'm gonna calm down. Be good. A lot of German units were actually issued leftover World War One German and Austrian Stahlhelme, right?
Yep.
Okay. They were found constantly throughout the war. The frontline units would mostly have M35, M40, and then later on M42 helmets, but these were still issued. The Stirnpanzer is something that was rare in World War One. So if you're telling your audience that this was a common thing for snipers, that's already been didn't who the fuck did that video that was really good about snipers versus like designated marksmen? There's a difference. But anyway, if snipers wore this in World War II, I'm sure one or two of them may have. There's always the possibility that it happened, whatever. So it probably didn't never happen. Was it common or anything past like very rare? No.
Right.
I guarantee you because there was only a few 100,000 of those Stirnpanzers made. A lot of them were exported to Turkey or the Ottoman Empire first, and then it became Turkey. And then the ones that were on the field were either dropped because they were fucking heavy or whatnot. So,
well, because I don't know too much about this. So you're saying that even in World War One, that sort of thing was super rare,
right? Because they were issued. That's why the lugs are sticking out so goddamn far. Is because they had this idea that assault troops, sentries, shit like that, machine gunners would be able to wear this and have an extra plate of armor. And it is really fucking. It weighs about. It's like about a kilogram, so it's like almost a little over 2 pounds, right?
Yeah, you've worn one, right?
Yeah, Nate has a repro of one, and it's actually a decent one. They're fucking heavy, they're thick, they're not good because your helmet just keeps slipping down in front of you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They found that out, and most of the guys just shit canned them or whatever. They weren't used. They were used, of course, but in a very small role in World War One. The odds that was used by a sniper in World War II with a Stahlhelm, like the original Stahlhelm, the M16, 17, and 18, I would put that at like 0.0001%.
Right.
And also painted black? What the fuck?
Yeah, a real specific instance or something.
Very,
like
very,
a-
very
A
specific.
Gestapo
yeah.
helmet, It's black.
That's a Gestapo. Okay, yeah, you're right. It's a Gestapo. Okay, I rescind everything I just said. Everything I just ranted about. I rescind. That is a Gestapo helmet.
Gestapo
Thank
sniper helmet.
They needed those in the concentration camps.
It can't be a Gestapo sniper helmet because it doesn't have the SS on it.
Ah, that's
Oh,
right.
Right.
Yeah.
That's true. That's
On
true.
the inside, it has the SS runes carved into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
dented into the front.
Dented in, and
see
it
that?
says number 1 as well.
But this was definitely worn by Hitler.
Yes.
Yes.
If
Fuck.
I would want this on my face all the time.
Okay, carry on, Jake. I'm sorry. Like,
Was used on their helmets, so the bullet won't penetrate the helmet when they're shooting the enemy.
Clearing that up. I didn't know what it was for.
Okay, I got all original pictures we have here. We got the stamps, we got the dishes, we got the landmines, all different kinds of stuff. Everything is 100% original.
He's got the dishes in the same case as the landmines. That's not a good thing to mix up.
Well, to be fair, the Germans called them Teller mines, which means like plate mines.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it could.
Okay, this is called the Panther Shroud 88 millimeter bazooka.
Oh, go back. The what?
The
How do you
Panther
pronounce
Shroud?
that?
It's also
Stuff.
shield.
Everything is 100% original. Okay, this is called the Panther Shroud 88
Panther Shroud.
Panther Shroud with a fucked up installed glass shield on it.
I'm sorry. That is actually the Panther Shroud and the fucking. Again, I know Americans have a problem with accents and foreign words.
Yeah.
Panzer Shrek. That's how
Panzer
Americans
Shrek,
pronounce
it's
it,
not
right?
that hard. Yeah.
Also, that fucking.
That's how it's
that he
spelled,
should-
Mike. It's literally spelled Panzer Shrek.
Dude,
Yeah.
I know,
if
but like.
you want to get it down
Panther
to,
Shroud?
you could be like, no, Dragonman, it's Raketen Panzerbuchse. But no, you can say Panzer Shrek easily because that's, that's what we call it.
Panzerbuchse.
Raketen
Yeah.
Panzerbuchse. Yeah, I'm sure.
Buchse, yeah.
I'm sure
It's
Lander
fucking-
can say it way better than both of us.
But yeah, I can't speak German without an American accent. I can't do
Right.
it. Like, but at least I know that it's Panzer Shrek if you're going to say it in American. I say Panzer Shrek
Right.
because I'm a fucking autistic nerd when it comes to that shit. But like, it's just to say it fast. Like, dude, but my point is like, it's not that hard of a word to say in American English. Panzer Shrek.
Yeah.
Panzer, and then the green thing that they made a movie about in 1999.
That was hilarious.
Panzer Shrek. Yeah, tank terror.
Yeah.
Also, does he have the forward part of the fire control group on backwards?
I can't tell, honestly. What do you think,
Or-
Lander?
I'm not so familiar with the Panzer
I just-
Shroud.
me either.
the blast shield is completely fucked. That's all I can.
Yeah, it's supposed to be further back, isn't it? Maybe
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
built on backwards.
It's supposed to be. Well, you can see the rail where it's mounted, like halfway down.
Because that's the
Yeah.
front side,
Yeah,
right?
it's supposed to be right here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's where it's supposed to be. Is right there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Well, Michael, you can't. You know, this is an original, real deal World War II Panther Shroud. Okay,
They only made
This
25
thing-
of them.
We're being
this thing-
idiots. This is
this
different than the
thing
Panzer
was
Shrek. It's
used
not a Panzer
in-
Shrek.
this thing was used in combat.
Mhm.
Somebody died holding that. That's why
Oh.
it's in all original
Yes.
condition.
Yes.
Okay, that shield stopped a bullet that would have killed him faster.
They were taking out a
Yeah.
tiger with that thing. The
Yeah.
Americans captured that with their 37 millimeter Sherman, and they were driving a
Whoever-
tiger, and they took it out with this.
Whoever was carrying that had to face down a 37 millimeter Sherman in the open.
No, we're idiots.
So
The Panzer Shrek is one thing. This is the Panzer Shroud because the shield is out there. It's a completely
Yeah.
different thing.
Shroud.
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 This is the Panther Shroud. All right.
This is crazy.
Okay, we're halfway through.
We'll
thank
get there.
God.
We'll get there.
Look at this helmet. What's,
Yeah,
what's
it's like a.
That's an
fireman's helmet, right?
M40 beaded Luftschutz helmet. That's
Oh.
common.
okay?
They had a lot of those.
millimeter bazooka. I have all the bayonets, all the machetes, and
I wonder if those Panzerfaust rounds in that case are
I have all the bayonets.
Oh yeah, they're just
live.
sitting in there. Yeah,
They're all fucking inert, like they're fake. But
he
it's
would
fine.
tell you
That's-
those are the real deal, though. He would tell you that those are
Yeah.
live.
Well, let it play and see if he
rifle
says
grenades
that.
too.
That's
it's a-
all the machetes. And
What is
over
it?
here, these are called broom handles. See, we got
C96 Mausers.
Yep.
the P-38s, the Lugers, the artillery Luger. And
Yeah, from 1922.
here's another super gun here.
Oh God!
The FP Liberator.
Keep going.
I want to know.
Let's.
Oh, I did have one thought.
Okay.
How many of those Lugers in that case do you think are stamped American Eagles?
0.
This here, the Americans had made. Chevy Company got the contract in 1943 to make 1 million of these throwaway guns.
I think it was Chrysler.
I was just gonna say it's Chrysler.
With
But
Chrysler, it was 500,000. It wasn't a million.
Why is it in the Nazi room?
Well, we got to hear him out. Come on. I mean, we have to. He's got a reason for it.
Yeah,
Maybe,
he knows
maybe.
what he's talking about.
God, this fucking. All right, go ahead, Jake.
No, it was General Motors.
Okay. Anyway, go ahead.
They were put in a cardboard box and thrown out of the airplane so people in different countries could liberate their country. Okay, it shoots a 45. Open up the breech block. See, like that. Right here, we're going to open up the breech block. That's where the 45 bullet goes in. We push down the breech block. This is the firing pin. We get that lined up like that. Aim it and pull the trigger. See that? I actually have 3 of these right now. The Liberator handgun.
Who gives a
It cost
fuck?
the American government $1.10 to make these. They're worth anywhere from $2,500 to $3,000.
Yeah, right.
Okay, guys, all this special stuff you'll see when you see my museum. Okay, here's the Red Cross and Infantry bicycles.
I guess that's it.
Over here we have all the personal stuff. We got all the different boots they wore. These are really special boots. These were made in the Poland death camps. These were issued to the Nazis when they were heading out to take over Russia in the winter of 1941, because it was so cold. Okay, let's come down here. Yeah, we got all the medals. We got the letters the Nazis wrote home. All the belt buckles, the collar tabs. On this side is my Holocaust display. We have all the different armbands that they wore at the Warsaw Ghetto. If you're lucky enough to wear one of these armbands and work.
Did he say Warsaw Ghetto? I mean, I used to live in
that's
Warsaw.
The least of what, that's
Yeah.
well, the Warsaw
what he
ghetto,
meant.
yeah, but that's the least of the fucking concerns.
There's a picture of
In
Mengele
the factory and make ammunition and parts for the Nazis, you probably would have survived the war. Here, look at the ice pick. We got 2 inmates with the ice pick through the corpse's ears. They're probably dragging them from the gas chamber to the incinerator.
No.
Yeah, look at a lantern from Buchenwald concentration camp. Maybe the last time that candle was lit was 80-something years ago. These are all original Holocaust uniforms. Buchenwald, Dachau, Auschwitz. We got all of them right here.
No.
I paid over $3,000 for each one. 100% original.
You were
Okay, over here. I spend about 15 minutes to tell people about the Holocaust. Real fast, let me show you what I have here. I have stuff you'll never see at another museum because they won't allow it. I got soap from Auschwitz made out of human fat. I have 58 cans dated 1943. Zyklon B gas, never opened. Look at the back, never opened. This is the real deal.
That's a can of beans that you printed a label off and wrapped around it. And put a bunch of nuts and bolts inside it.
What in the fuck, man? Like,
He
does this every couple of years.
He's playing into the human fat soap thing, which has been debunked many times. So it's like,
I'm pretty sure there's at least a half a dozen federal agencies that would have a major issue with him possessing Zyklon B.
Zyklon B, yeah.
So also, if there was human fat, so the prisoners were well fed and they had fat on them when they were.
No kidding, right?
Like, there's a disconnect there. Like, either they were starving, to death, and they were skeletons covered with skin, which is the pretty generalized like take on things from people who saw them, or they had enough fat on them to make soap out of.
Yeah. No, it's
which one is it, buddy?
Thing.
Which one is it?
Yeah. Well, it's like the Zyklon B cans, they're much shorter and they're wider, and that's just like a fucking can of Heinz baked beans that you wrapped a label around.
Right. What the fuck, man? Like, and also, why would you be proud of? Why would you be proud of something like that? Like, it's like.
And why would you be holding it with your bare fucking skin?
Yeah, I'd be like, I think I'll leave now.
Yeah.
And then.
And there's like, again, I just have to reiterate this. There's more Windmill of Peace flags all around because that's relevant to, the whole thing. Like, it's just the ambiance.
You see what I do with these cans of Zyklon B, the real deal cans of Zyklon B, guys, is I take them out and I dance with them, and I use them as maracas when I'm having my fiestas on Taco Tuesday.
And if I drop them, we're all dead.
And every
And
now
if
and then, I'll mix them in with some tequila and I'll drink them because I like to microdose on the Zyklon B.
That might make some sense as to what he believes. But Lander, what do you think of the of everything we've seen?
Oh, it's so crazy.
Yeah.
So much strange stuff, and the stuff he says can't even wrap your head around it. You have to see it like 12 times.
It's like getting whiplash. Yeah.
I'm like looking at a little piece of something, and then it's like, what did he just say? And then I see something else, and I can't focus. It's just so much shit. It's hard to take in. Yeah. It's crazy.
I'm gonna take a piss. Start rolling this. Let's finish this bitch.
Yeah.
If I wasn't a legal museum in the state of Colorado with the 501-C3 status, I wouldn't be able to have this. I'm teaching people about military history. That's why I'm allowed to have it. Okay, over here. Yeah, look at this. This is what the top officers took to kill himself. Watch how perfect this comes out. Cyanide. This is the real deal. That's the cyanide they used to kill himself. Like Heinrich Himmler, Joseph Goebbels, even Hitler took this. In the front here, it says SS. Super rare.
If that was cyanide, it would be clear.
Okay.
It would be red.
What they used to pull the bodies out of the gas chamber, right here, serial number 324. See, there's the serial number. I have two of these now. They put this around the corpse's wrist or ankle. See, it locks. They pull the body out of the gas chamber. They'd hit this middle trigger. That would release the body. And outside the gas chamber, there'd be a whole squad of young teenagers that the Nazis used for slaves. And they'd open up the corpse's mouth and put wooden wedges or dowels to keep the mouth open. And they'd have pliers. And at that time, they're looking for gold teeth. If the corpse had gold teeth, they pull it out and throw them in a box, just like this. These pictures are from Auschwitz. Auschwitz alone in the 42 stoves, 24 hours a day.
The famous photos of the teeth and the rings and all that, that's from Buchenwald. That's not Auschwitz.
Well, 7 days a week and 1 day.
What's up, Michael?
No, I just that's just because I know those photos. That's Buchenwald. That's not Auschwitz.
They were killing and burning right around 4,000 bodies, 28,000 a week. Okay, guys, well, it goes on and on and on. Okay, these are the original handcuffs that the SS police used to arrest the Jews.
And they
I have stuff you'll never see at other museums, and I'm always getting more and more. Okay, let me show you one more thing. If you were a Nazi working in the death camps, okay, see the approval stamp? It's half on a picture and half on a paper. Okay, look at this. I got the approval.
Oh, that's it?
That's it.
It just ends?
It's just,
that's fucking beautiful.
What, his camera run out of battery?
Holy shit, man.
God. Oh, the one thing I noticed, basically all of that whole fucking room was basically, fuck the Kriegsmarine. They didn't.
Yeah, there was no Navy, no naval.
There never is any mention of the Kriegsmarine. There's never.
Yeah.
And those guys were formidable as fuck. And yes, they did do combat operations. Well, not just at sea, but on land as well. So
dude,
interesting.
During the Battle of Berlin, there was a Kriegsmarine ground unit that was there up to the very end. You know, that was there fighting in Berlin. So it's like they were there all the way up to the end.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
And the Kriegsmarine actually almost won the fucking war before the U.S. got involved.
Mm.
Oh, they were destroying the Western Allies.
Yeah.
Well,
they were destroying them.
Jake, I'm sorry, but he did mention at one point, he said they had the biggest battleships at the beginning. But
very briefly, he mentioned Bismarck, but he never said fucking thing about Tirpitz, Scharnhorst, Graf Spee, none of them.
Yeah. But he said they had the biggest battleships, but I guess he doesn't know about the Yamato. So
No,
Yeah,
no.
right?
Or the
Yeah.
fact that the Iowas were under construction and the North
Yeah.
Carolinas were in service and the South Dakotas were in service.
No. I'm surprised he didn't talk about like the Land Cruiser or something. These the things that were just concepts.
The P-1000 Rata.
Yeah, the P-1000 Rata. They had the biggest tanks. They got the P-1000 Rata. Yeah,
I'm really surprised he didn't mention the Mouse.
yeah, Panzer Mountain. Yeah,
He has
Because
They
all
actually
four
did
of them.
build 2 of them.
yeah.
Yeah, he has 4.
He's
That's
he has
4 of
four.
them. Yeah. Mm.
Oh my god.
Well, Dragonman never disappoints. So yeah.
It's crazy.
Well, Lender, like, he messaged me today. He goes, Dragonman just dropped a new video, and I'm like, fuck, of course. Like, it's so bad. Like, I'm losing like the will to just call his shit out because it's so bad, and it's like, whatever. You're gonna do what you're gonna do, and you have your little museum, and you have fun, bud. And the idiots that believe you, whatever. It doesn't matter.
Right. The fucking idiots in leaf camo are gonna line up to go to that place.
Oh,
It's
I
a
should.
shame, too, because he has a lot of stuff, and if he put
Yeah.
it in the right historical context and did it
Yeah,
right,
He's a fucking millionaire. So I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, he could do it.
you could hire somebody to do it for him too.
Well, that's what
Probably.
James was saying when he was on here a while back. Like, he's like, dude, he's got all this cool shit, whether it's reproduction or original.
Yeah, sure.
He's got all this cool shit, but he's it's just there.
Yeah,
Like, it's not telling a story. It's not doing anything.
Yeah, just sitting there.
And yeah, and
It's just a surplus store.
Basically.
well, it's not even that. It's not even that. It's
Mhm.
just a fucking. It's an old dude's house who you walk in, and he's got all this shit with plastic on it, which fucking, that's so irritating.
Yeah.
He's got plastic over everything, and it's like, you can look, but you can't touch. This is what I've got. Worship me.
Right.
right.
Tell me how good I am because I have all this shit. It's like, okay.
Worship or worse shit.
Yes.
Right.
So, but on a
So
non-shitty note, there are some people, like Lander here, who actually give a fuck about preserving history. Mike A gives a fuck about preserving history, and Jake gives a fuck about preserving history. I don't really give a fuck.
Lies and slander.
Sure, we'll see you in court, buddy. But like, we'll deal with that later. But like, no. So there's a lot of people, and a lot of the people that watch my shit and your shit, like, actually do care about just getting it right. And you guys have been working on making this German World War II field machine gun bunker, where they would, from what I understand, and then you can take the wheel. It's one that's like it's not a hasty position. It's a one that, like, they go, here's the line. We're gonna take this shit, these resources, and here's how we're gonna build it to be the most effective when the assault comes.
Static.
Is that am I understanding that correctly?
Yeah, so basically it's the same as any military tactic. The high ground is the priority, right? Take the high ground. And in Finland, where this is situated, the high ground was important. It was a lot of flat areas in this part of Finland, like marshes and just wasteland and forest. And so the high points were important. And that's why they fortify them really well. And of course, the ground conditions in this part of Finland, there was shallow bedrock, or more like glacier mountains and marshes. So basically, you needed a bunker that wasn't underground, and you didn't have all the resources and building materials and everything far out in the woods. So you couldn't like build concrete bunkers as easy and blow a hole in the ground. And so that's why you used wooden bunkers made from logs. And the type of bunkers they used, sometimes if they had time, as you say, was a fortified position for the static line. This is where we hold. They would use double layer walls. So you had 2 sections of walls, maybe a meter in between, fill that with rocks and sand and stuff, and then you have a pretty solid and bulletproof bunker that could handle maybe light artillery and mortars. So that's nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So really quick on that. So with the artillery thing. So you're talking about like this is like Southern Finland, like kind of that bunker style.
Yes.
So like Karelia, which is swampy. It's actually very similar to where we live in the United States, Jake and I. It's like swampy woods and stuff like that, and a lot of there's like sand, water, and bedrock, and then that's it. So okay, you don't dig deep, but you're using what you have around you. So logs at that point, because that's 1939, right, or like the 1930s.
This is like 1940. Yeah, our bunker is from like 1943, 44.
Okay,
Yeah.
so they're still using that because the question in the chat and the question that we've had is like, at what level does it not stop artillery or mortars?
So they had, of course, depending on how much time they had, and of course improvised styles.
Yeah.
They had a layer. The roof is like you had one layer of logs, and then you had another layer of logs the other way, and the third layer of logs. Then you had like sand and stone and stuff like that. And even in some cases, they built like a pitched roof with logs, so it looked like kind of like a cottage. But of course, when artillery hits the false roof, it blows up in the air, so you would not get a direct hit through the roof. So it would blow up on top. And sometimes they threw branches and bigger piece of debris, so it would blow up before it hits the bunker.
So they would kind of utilize the dome kind of structure that has that pressure going upwards and something coming down on top of it.
Yeah, it would
not just flat,
Yeah, it would cause artillery to explode or mortar to explode, and it would explode up in the air.
Right.
And it wouldn't blow up the bunker. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I have just a general question about German occupation of Norway. What was their supply situation like? Because I know Eastern Front was getting the majority of the supply. Western Front was basically getting raided for all of their good shit to get sent to the Eastern Front. In France and shit, they were having all their good shit taken and sent to the Eastern Front. What was it like in Norway? Like, what was the threat level in Norway throughout the entire war? Because I'm not aware of any Allied ground actions in Norway.
There was a couple of like commando raids, but that's it. And you have, of course, some bombings with planes. Of course, that's about it. But the supply, they prioritized Norway quite a lot. They built some huge Atlantic wall structures, even at the end of the war. Why? I don't know why they used all those resources to do that. So even shipped in porcelain plates and all kinds of shit to Norway from Germany.
So building the bunkers out of logs wasn't an exercise because of lack of material support coming from Germany. It was just expedient for what was on hand.
So our bunker is situated in Finland.
Okay.
In the Finnish front. But they made some similar bunkers at the end of the war here in Norway as well. Like regular army forces that had like a strong point, a Stützpunkt. They could like blow up some rocks and mountain and then build a log bunker like in between, kind of like a hybrid. So they used a lot of logs here as well at the end of the war, but it was mostly blasted into the mountain or built up with concrete or stone or whatever.
May I ask, when all of this research that you're doing on these types of fortifications, these bunkers, what are you using to research this stuff? Like, what are your sources?
Of course, you have tons of original paperwork that survived the war. You can go look at tons of paperwork actually.
Nice.
So everything is in the archives, from like concrete testing and all the materials, etc.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
I've been able to come across a lot of blueprints and paperwork on regal bow stuff and things like that, but not so much the improvised type stuff like log stuff that you're talking about. So I would be really interested to see some of that.
Yeah, they have some manuals and stuff they followed, and it pretty much followed it pretty much exactly, with some minor modifications.
When Jake gets back, we're gonna start rolling. Leonard, like, what video do you think you want to start on to like show the process? You want to just do clips of like each one, or how do you want to do that?
You can do whatever you want, but I'll send you a photo you can put up if you want.
Yeah.
Just send. I'm gonna add you to the chat really quick. Add people.
Just give me 1 second to find something.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. I just added you to the Facebook chat that we're all on for this. If you want to just send pictures, but Jake's gonna pull up. Yeah, we'll just get situated. It's all good.
What am I pulling up?
We'll figure it out when he gets situated. But we're gonna start explaining and like showing people what he's been doing. He and his friends have been doing, which is intrigued. It has intrigued the shit out of me and a bunch of other people in this circle, like, and the world, of doing it the right way. So he's just getting some stuff ready, and then I say the link to his channel, and then when he says what video to pull up, you can pull that up. But yeah, so I just want to see where he wants to start. Yeah, and the channel name is World War II History and Research. I will post that. Or I'm sorry, not research,
Nice.
Reenacting. Damn it.
Ausstellen. That's cool.
That's a German-Russian translation book especially for construction sites, for like prisoners of war and stuff. So a lot of work faster, harder words in here. And here we have I have a big bunch of original blueprints. So here you can see a list of, this is barracks, buildings, and it's like a catalog, so you see all the different structures.
Nice.
Oh,
You could just order from the catalog. You need some kind of barracks or something. You just go in the catalog and you have everything here with the drawings and specifications.
Mm-hmm. Feldmassig and stuff like that.
Of course, all the papers for the Organisation TOT.
Nice.
shit. And those are all originals.
Yes,
They look pristine.
a couple hundred different ones. And here's an example. This is an order for a barracks. You can see all the parts of it, nails and everything. You could just...
Oh, shit.
Yeah, they sent it to
That's how they did that?
Yeah. So here it says from which manufacturer. They order a lot of barracks from Sweden. They were like small IKEA things. They just came finished in pieces and then put them up really fast.
Huh. Wow. It's like the predecessor to IKEA.
Yeah.
It's basically what it... I mean, that's really what it is. Like, they have a...
Yeah,
they have a oh, man, that's...
All the
I did not know
buildings.
The
that.
U.S. basically did the same thing in the Pacific Theater.
Yeah. You can see Organisation TOT Viking for the Scandinavian.
Holy shit, this is really cool. Have you made videos on this or just the bunker?
No, not yet. Some in.
Okay.
As yet.
Yeah.
Not yet.
No. That's why I was like, I haven't seen this on your channel, but like, holy shit, this is really
Here's
good
a-
information. And oh man.
Here's another one. The order form you can see.
Yep.
I don't know how easy it is to see. Here is one of those boxes that came in pieces. You can see all the pieces, like an IKEA set.
Oh yeah, there's the fucking floor, the foundation. Oh man.
So if you
The
go into
walls.
some of these boxes, you can still see the numbers on like all the pieces.
Wow.
You can see all the numbers.
Nice.
Okay, this is all new to me. This is freaking.
Yeah, me too.
So it's kind of
But so did they keep some of the barracks, like you're saying, like you can see them?
yeah. There are some still left.
Oh, that's really interesting. That's really cool.
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
wow,
something else. Gone a little
No.
off track there.
How do you even
No.
find that stuff?
Luck.
We
Luck.
got a guy in chat asking if there's any reprints of those books,
Which books?
the ones you were just showing, basically.
This?
Yeah, any reprints of those documents?
No, I don't think so.
Oh wow.
Not that I know of. These come
Right, that's
from
what-
like a building site in Norway.
Right. That's why I'm kind of like thrown for a loop. I'm like, that's why I asked you earlier with the photos alone. Like, do you have these digitally backed up or somewhere? And so these books that you have, these manuals and these documents, are those backed up as well or not yet?
Not yet. Getting there.
Okay. Holy shit. Okay.
So much stuff to do.
Well, I know, but like you've got a lot of really good history right there. I mean,
Be
that's putting
really
it very
cool.
lightly.
Be really cool to turn all those into PDFs.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Dude, like the work orders. I just hadn't thought about that. Like, I just thought like they were like, okay, go get a bunch of shit from a local place and these soldiers are going to work on this. No, it's like, no, they contracted with people and like got these. That's really freaking interesting.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Just having a like a light bulb moment of like, that makes sense, but I just didn't know it. That's
Right.
really cool.
Oh, you're posting photos in the chat.
Sent
Yep,
you some
I'm gonna
photos.
start. I'm getting them opened up.
Yeah, Jake, you're the producer for this one, so. Well, obviously
I'm
my
okay
shit's not working, and I'm not gonna fuck around with it right now. But like,
I'm okay with this.
Yeah. Oh,
I
holy
have
shit!
I have accepted my
this-
role.
Is this the Viking division? Yeah, it is, right?
No, it's our group, Reenacting group.
Yeah, but do you guys do Viking or?
This is Jägerbataillon, Norge. The ski, we call it the Gebirgs, SS Gebirgsjägers.
Yeah, that's actually really fucking. You guys actually do it well, and you don't just do it to wear camouflage, like most American reenactors do.
Yeah, so the bunker is actually finished now. I'm just a little behind on the videos.
No, that's perfectly
No.
fine. Yeah, go ahead.
Now that style of bunker, was that intended for a full-time garrison to actually live there, or was it just a
Yes.
position where garrison troops would move in and out?
It's to hold up. They held up there for years. It could be there for years, and then they would. So basically, the Finnish front was a little different than like the regular front line, like the Eastern Front, like you typically think of in Russia and stuff. So you had like kind of like a stronghold, and you had sometimes quite a distance to the next stronghold from the next high ground, and you wouldn't have like a fixed front line. It would be like miles of wasteland in between, like a dead zone. And both the Russians and the Germans would patrol against each other and do small attacks and combat patrols, and of course reconnaissance patrols. So it was like fighting small groups. Sometimes only 4 guys could go on a recon mission for like a month at a time. Sometimes you had 30 guys, maybe 100 guys going on combat patrols with tents and stuff. So you would keep this like a base, and you would go out on small missions every day, checking the surroundings. It was not like a trench war.
It sounds an awful lot like Cold War U.S. Army infantry era training.
Yeah.
You set up a patrol base and you patrol out from that patrol base.
Yeah.
Now I'm curious, Lander, would they establish these positions as like a Widerstandsnest, like an actual like place they would play an actual like established base that would be put on a map with an actual like number attached to it?
Probably yes.
Okay.
Usually like it said like a high ground would be like the name of the Widerstandsnest, if you call it like that.
Right. Yeah. Widerstandsnest. Yeah.
Like Hill 200, or they would name a hill after a famous general or somebody who died or something. And that would be like the position. You might have like a company there or a battalion stretched over 2-3 heights, but probably a company at each like stronghold.
That's,
of course, different everywhere. It was a big, long stretch of front line, of course.
Yeah, so. And sometimes it's just like it depended on whatever unit was in charge. However, whatever rules they played by on how they were going to do it. Because sometimes when I look at these stuff, sometimes they're called Widerstandsneste, sometimes they're called Stützpunkt. Sometimes they're called just a random name. Yeah, it's not like a set in stone way to do it.
Right.
Yeah, there's somebody in the chat that was asking if this is an original pick, and I just asked that, and like, dude,
it's me, man.
Yeah, I know it's you. Yeah, but like, no, you guys do it. Here's the thing: is like, unfortunately, as an American reenactor, I've been around a lot of American SS reenactors, and not gonna go on that rant. It's a different thing. They do it for reasons that are not necessarily concerned about historical accuracy. Okay.
Yeah.
And you guys, like when I looked at you, I was like, oh, that's not a douchebag unit. Like it's not like you guys are actually just doing Viking or like Gebirgsjäger, whatever you're doing. You're just doing it to show what the fuck they looked like and how they acted. Like I mean not acted, but like move about, the positions they built, the gear they wore, all that shit, and just they're humans.
Yeah.
And it's like that's what you guys are out for, and that's why I was like, that's really good. Because a lot of reenactors are doing it for themselves to like make themselves feel and look better and get praise and shit like that. And it's like, well, that's kind of not what it should be about. It should be about portraying this is what happened. Well, now it's like 80 something plus years ago. Yeah. You get the A device on the
cap, yeah.
Gebirgsmütze, yep.
MP38, that's cool.
38, yep. Yeah. That's nice. That's a nice touch. And yeah, I mean, yeah, they were SS. Okay, who gives a fuck? It's history. It happened. None of us today are in the SS, but I think a lot of American
Nazis, though.
Yeah, a lot of American reenactors who do SS, they try to get in like that fucking hardcore mindset. And I'm like, what are you doing, man? It's like, anyway, that's a different. But like, no, this is what an SS soldier would have looked like in the Second World War. It has nothing to do with politics. It has nothing to do with anything like that. That's what they would have looked like, and that's what counts, in my opinion.
Are you not wearing a tunic under that smock?
No. So basically, in Finland with the Jäger battalion, it was like a Gebirgsjäger unit, right? So they use mostly like light equipment, like hats and no helmets for the most part. And when this photo was taken was actually a couple of weeks ago. We just finished building the bunker, and we had a 6-day long event living at the bunker, like all like original, eating the same stuff. Did research on the rations and all that.
Yep.
We got the same rations, and we just lived at the bunker and did various tasks as going on patrol. So this is on a patrol mission. We had a little reconnaissance patrol, and we had light equipment. So was still quite warm outside, so we ditched the tunics. That was really normal. Just had a shirt underneath.
Yes.
Sometimes they didn't even wear a shirt, and had like only the canteen water bottle, and I had 3 magazines for the MP40. It was normal to have light because you weren't supposed to run into anybody anyways. It was just checking the surroundings around the bunker. You can see I have the Finnish Sunto compass on my wrist. And also, of course, carrying my camera with me as well, my original
Oh yeah, on your neck. Yeah.
camera. And this is also taken with the same type of camera I'm carrying. So
Hey Sam, if you're watching, this is how you do original photography.
yeah. So I brought a bunch of original cameras and tons of film. So we took, I think we took like 400 photos or something.
They look really good.
So I'm waiting to see what that looks like. This is my friend's pictures.
I appreciate that, that you said that, because here's the thing: is like people think that. I'll just keep this very simple. So okay, you're in the SS back in the day, right? You've got all this. You've got a wool tunic. You've got trousers. You've got Gamaschen, mountain boots, all that shit. When it's hot out, it's the same thing as people today. If it's hot out, I'm going to strip down to my bare minimum. What is the most beneficial? Oh, the smock will conceal me a little bit because it's not gray and it's not like a light kind of khaki color. So I'll wear that and I'll just wear my undershirt underneath that so it doesn't rub up on my body, right? Mm-hmm. That's the same shit that any human in that situation would do today. And that's something that I've tried to convey to people about, like, any point in history, like out in the field, regulations, quote unquote, kind of go out the window. It's like, what is going to work for me? Okay, we're not expecting to run into contact. I'm going to carry just 3 magazines today, instead of the full 6, and then some in my pocket, because we're not expecting to encounter anything. I don't want to burn myself out on a patrol if there could be contact and I need to be awake for 3 days.
Don't tell our former first sergeant that.
That's not that. Yeah, yes, it's applicable, but that's what I'm saying is it's the same thing. Is we're all humans, we all have those things, and really a lot of reenactors just go, I'm going to go full out because it's only 2 days, and I'm going to do what I think they did because I think they were so much more hardcore than me. It's like, no, they were still humans.
Yeah. Well, it's also what has become iconic and what they think looks cool. And we're talking about this with the shirt, with the smock and everything like that, reminds me of studying a lot of my Omaha Beach stuff and how, like, Franz Gockel, for example, German soldier at WN62 on Omaha Beach, said that on D-Day he was wearing his Drillick uniform, his workman's uniform, the entire day. Yeah. And it was just because most guys were just wearing that, around that area because it was in the middle of summer and fuck wearing the wool uniform.
Yeah.
So, Jake, you want to put up the next picture from his?
It's cool.
Then we'll move to the video because again, this looks great. It's again, that's what. Yeah. There you go.
There's 2 more yet.
Yeah, it's not over. It's actually perfect. That's what a dude, what you were just saying, but it was hot that day, so I chose to do this.
Yeah.
And,
Of course, we use original pictures as a reference. You can see the same level of equipment. You can see the Sunto compass on the wrist.
Yeah, can we review those? Let me, how do I full screen him?
Yeah, I was going to say full screen him.
Yeah.
How do I fucking? Can you
That's on your end. I don't have control of the.
Can you pause your? How about this? Yeah.
You can biggie size Leander. Somehow.
God damn it! I've never done this before, so I'm such a fucking boomer.
We're gonna turn Leander into a McDonald's meal, supersized.
Okay, so
Well, that was you. There you go.
There
there
he
we
is.
go.
Okay, see it now.
And you undid it.
Why the fuck can I? Okay, it said full screen. All right, we're just gonna do it again.
There we go.
All right, so.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay, yeah.
Those
Yeah.
are the original photos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the same unit as we portray.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
And it's
That
good
was
that you guys are. Yeah. Go ahead.
So I was also fortunate enough to meet one of the living veterans at one point a couple of years ago, and I brought all my kit to him, to his home, and he looked at everything for the first time since the war. And he could tell me stories of about each and every single piece of equipment. Was really cool. So what they wore, what side of camouflage they used, which side of the smock, of course.
Yep.
And everything. So it was really nice insight into the unit, and of course, sampling that with the original pictures, then you get a really good understanding of what they did. So
Yeah.
that was
You
really
guys
neat.
actually give a fuck about your research. That's, I guess, my point.
Yeah.
There's some reenacting people who just do what I said earlier, and then there's some people who give a shit and they focus on what would be the norm. It's not trying to be a hipster. You're not trying to put on like shit that they could have worn. Yes. It's like, no, what were these guys? If you're going to portray it to people, what were these guys actually wearing?
Mm.
And what would they have done in this situation? Like, that to me is how you portray history. And it's very rare that I find that in the hobby. I'll just say that. So, yeah, no, I love it. So Jake,
This is the last picture Leander posted.
yeah. So I was gonna ask, Leonard, I got to take a piss really quick, and then I
Yep.
want to get into your videos. So which video would you prefer to start with, like on the progress of the bunker and how you guys did that, and while you're explaining it?
Maybe one of the last 7 videos there I did.
One of the last.
One
I'll
of
let
the
you
more
hash that
recent
out with.
ones.
Yeah. You can talk with Jake about that. It's your decision completely. We'll just go
Yep.
through it and you whatever. So, all right, I'll be back.
I've got the full playlist pulled up already, so I'm
Cool.
looking at it right here.
Oh.
So I'm seeing episode 20 from 9 days ago going up to episode 26 from 3 days ago.
Yeah,
No.
sounds about right, I think.
And those are the ones that are labeled days 1 through 7.
Yeah, correct.
Is that during the... No, that's not during the reenactment.
No, I haven't made that video yet.
Okay. Anyone in particular that you'd like me to pull up?
Let's see. Maybe just start with the first day there, and then
Day 1 out of 7?
yeah, we can just flip through them they're kind of short, so
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I see that. I honestly wasn't even looking at the length. Yeah, we got to wait for Mike to get back because he's got control of the back end.
you can put up the bunker photo again. The
Again, Mike's got control of the
second
back
last
end.
one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's got control of the last one, so I can't.
Yeah.
I've got it shared, but
Cool.
yeah, Mike's the only one that can change what everybody else is seeing. So Zach, the Gopnik raccoon, is asking you, Leander. So what happened with your eye?
Yeah, I got a splinter through my visor on my my chainsaw visor on my helmet, and I got a cut on my eye. I couldn't see shit for a couple days.
Scratch cornea or
I don't know. It was just a scratch. You can still see it.
That's brutal.
Yeah, it sucked. So I
yeah,
had to
I've
go
had scratch
to
corneas. Those are not fun.
the hospital and then back again the same evening and continue working again.
Jesus.
And the worst part with the scratch cornea, all you can do is just let it heal. There's nothing else you can do.
Yeah, it's like having like tons of sand in your eye or something.
Ugh.
It's horrible.
So
And there,
this is still one of the pictures that he shared in group chat. I've
there
got
you-
one more after this.
Really, really cool embouchure there.
so you can see the finished machine gun port
Mm-hmm.
with the machine gun in there as well.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's actually a really good spot, and like the so would they have like because the field of fire is like about 40 degrees.
Let's see.
He's
whole field of
looking up
fire.
the number. I would say it looks more like 100 degrees, 120 degrees.
So
'Cause
it's
40 degrees is pretty narrow.
Yeah.
60 degrees.
60. Okay, we were both off. So it's
According
60
to
degrees,
the drawing.
Oh, nice.
and that's an original drawing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
fuck
here you
yeah.
have the bunker.
The full thing. Yeah.
That's where you got. Okay, yeah, that's awesome. Let me get you on full screen really quick. Yeah, there you go.
As you
Yep.
can see, it's
Okay, yeah.
That's how a lot of the blueprints I've seen look. They look like, yeah.
you can see it's for the terrain. It's for
Yep, woods. Yep.
Woods.
so
With
it's
that
in
trapezoidal kind of roof.
Okay, yeah.
that
I
will
see.
actually, if you get a mortar on that one, it'll last a couple,
Yeah.
and then you're probably gonna want to get the fuck out of Dodge.
yeah.
Yep. Yep. They'll only stop it for a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it actually says in the manual here it's supposed to take 10 guys, 10 days to build.
Well, right. So I was gonna talk about that. On here is like, you guys are building it with what, 5 guys?
Mostly been 2 or 3, but
Yeah, because I've seen people come in and out. Like, all right, Jake, can you get that video that he was telling you just pulled up really quick, and then
Got it.
we'll go to that because we'll show people what we're actually talking about and why we're all like fascinated with this, and it's awesome.
Yeah.
So
And if there's any ladies watching, keep yourself under control, please.
Welcome to the first day and the first of
hey,
7
Jake, you're lagging really
episodes
bad. Just
of what
pause it
I've
for a sec.
dubbed the world.
Yeah, restart it. You're just lagging right now for whatever reason.
War
Is that-
II
is that,
bunker building marathon. Starting
okay.
from today, there will be a new episode every day the entire week.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Fellpost Sunday. That'd be fine. Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Bunker Build. This time we're staying a week.
Oh yeah.
This week
80-ton
we
tank.
are going to finish this bunker project once for all. We're making a final push.
Robin immediately got his brand new chainsaw sawmill set up with his big Husky 572, and we started milling 2-inch slabs out of the leftover logs we had accumulated over the past 3 years that were too big to use for anything else.
Okay, so pause this really quick, Jake. How the fuck would the guys originally have done this?
Maybe a cross-cut saw or maybe a sawmill.
Did they have
They would-
like so again, you said they were like companies that were contracted.
This is probably more like pioneer troops.
So they had saws like this?
Not like that, but they could have like from a Finnish sawmill somewhere, and they put on sleds, pull it over maybe,
Mike?
or
So with like fortification construction photos that I've seen some photos where guys actually will have that like that back and forth kind of saw like
Yeah.
that. And other times I've seen photos of where they actually do like bring in a full blown like gigantic table saw sort of thing.
Yeah.
And like it's I guess like what was ever in the area. And also like they were working, I don't know about this unit specifically, but a lot of these kind of places would also be working with organization tote and things like that, like construction firms who would bring different things. So whatever they could get their hands on, from what I know.
Yeah. Maybe they could have salvaged stuff from buildings, farms.
There's a photo I've seen where they're like trying to shape logs, but they're just using their fucking spades. They're just like chopping them to make them.
Oh Jesus!
To like get them square shaped.
Okay, but yeah, so they did it. Yeah, I guess I mean that makes sense. I just hadn't thought about that. Yeah, cool. Go ahead, Jake.
We continued to fill up the double wall with sawdust.
Have to turn this log around.
And rearranged all the logs on the roof. We had to flip every other log.
Nice IKEA bag, by the way.
Yeah, right.
So I saw in an earlier video, one of the first ones on the build, you guys were talking about a false wall. Is that something that you did just for the reenactment build, or is that something that was in the original blueprints?
So the original blueprints, they have like double walls all the way around, you can see.
Yep.
And there was stone in between. But then you have to use twice the amount of lumber. And we didn't want to cut down that many trees because here's the list of trees.
Yep.
And it's a couple hundred trees. So
oh fuck.
We just made a false wall, so it looked like there was double walls. So
okay.
Except for the front.
Yeah. So it was like, as I assumed, it was for purposes of easing construction, and trying to make it as authentic as possible.
So everything with the size, the external size of the bunker is the original size down to centimeters, and the internal size is a little bit bigger because, of course, you don't have the double wall on the inside. So externally it's the same, it's the original size, but internally you have a couple square feet extra because of you don't have the double wall all the way around, only in the front. So
that's what I figured it was when you guys mentioned the double wall, the false wall.
Yeah. So we saved a lot of lumber by doing that. So that's what we did.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. It's like also that was probably fucking done many times over for the sake of that. Like they don't have lumber. Okay, we'll just fucking do this. We'll adapt. So that it's still accurate as fuck. So
yeah. So the front is the most important part, of course. Yeah. The front and the roof. So
yeah, armoring the primary thread axis.
Yeah.
Yep. Exactly. So where the hell is hold on.
There we go.
There we go. Yep. I'm figuring this out. God, so much fucking work.
After a long day of hard work, it was time to hit the sack and escape the thousands of black flies and mosquitoes. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, make sure to hit that like button and give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more cool content like this. And if you enjoy my videos and want to support the channel, please
The next one.
welcome back to the second episode of this week's World War II bunker building marathon. It's
Oh
day
yeah, I've done
2,
that before.
and we are back at it again.
Now, is the car original too?
Yes.
Is that
Barb.
original 1943?
Too clean.
I want the Opel Blitz.
No, it's not.
Where is the Gestapo SS stamp on it?
Yeah, Henrich is going to be
On the
after
rims.
you.
Yeah.
Henrich is going to be after you for the rims, not. Yeah.
We are
Jesus
going
Christ.
to be working on the bunker all week long.
Sorry,
And
I
you
couldn't resist.
get to follow our progress with a new video every day.
We made all these slabs yesterday. Looking pretty good. That little chainsaw sawmill works pretty good. All right, Robin? So as you saw, we went to the lumber yard,
Oscar,
picked up some planks, some materials. We have maybe 2-3 more trips to make to get everything up here for today. All right, let's get to it.
Oh, dude. Yeah, this is so much
All
fucking
right, so we
work.
carried up all
It
the
sucks.
planks.
Yeah,
Now
it
I'm going to
sucks.
start working on the door and the door frame.
My fat ass wouldn't be able to do it right now.
Jake, you're fat.
So this is the kind of door we're going
Okay.
for. We're going to make a double layer door, insulated door.
Oh, nice.
So we're going to go off this and put it in there.
Today, I'm going to start out by building the door frame. I've decided on the size of the door roughly based on the opening we have to work with. The original building plans calls for a slightly taller and wider door opening than we have, but it's close enough.
Can you pause it?
Jake, can you pause it?
Jake, can you pause?
Yep.
Yes.
So, Lander, it looks like it's just you and your friend doing this. So just 2 men. Is that it?
For the
Now,
most part. Yeah.
normally, did you say that in reality it would be like 10 people making this? How many? So okay, so it would be like a bunch of people then.
Yes.
Okay. So
Dude.
thank God.
Like, Jake could or probably attest to this. Like, if we had to build something like this out in the field in a line infantry company in like the United States nowadays,
Mhm.
this would take 25 guys, several days, and we'd all have our asses kicked. Like, we'd be fucking done. Like,
Was-
this is insane.
To
Those
be
long days.
fair, 25 guys working on which would in the modern U.S. Army would mean that there's probably actually like 4 working, and the other ones are just fucking around.
That's right.
Well, okay, but like when we were in, it would probably be 10 out of 25. To be fair.
Yeah, I could see.
To
that.
be fair. To be fair.
What,
And,
what do you chalk that up to then for back then? Just
Well, they probably like, so they most likely, so
They probably had a
Land-
lot less higher command oversight.
well, hold on
than
for a
it
second.
was.
Lander, what was the average German infantry platoon's strength?
Was that like a SUG size?
So yeah,
10
so,
10 guys?
that's a squad. Platoon.
Yeah, I think Oh, isn't that 80 or 90 or something?
So wait,
Oh,
they
that's
just
the
went from
company,
squad to company. They don't have anything in between.
No.
So,
Yeah, they have it. Yeah.
a platoon in modern parlance is made up of 4 squads.
Yes, correct.
So 4 squads of 9.
Plus staff.
Right. Well, no, that's okay. So, okay, this is what I was wondering. Like, so a platoon, when we think of it nowadays, and like in the U.S., right, is about 30 people. A platoon. It's 4 squads plus, like what you said, like support staff. That's who, like, if we had to build something like this, it would most likely be at the platoon level, and everybody would help the other squad. Because you go platoon, squad, right?
Yeah, correct.
And you'd all help each squad build this shit as one, most likely. So how did that work when they were building this?
Probably up to every the squad leader would probably get assigned an area to
manage.
manage, and they would build what they had to build.
So
in order
10
to-
guys.
10 guys, probably.
Holy fuck.
But probably you have some support units like Pioneer that would supply you with different materials, or maybe you have some Pioneer soldiers that would help you build it, like telling you what to do. Like, we need this, chop down that, do this.
But it's still
do that.
not like 25 plus people. So that's Jesus. Yeah, that's very labor intensive. Very.
Yeah, so I think we probably did the same amount of time building it with 2-3 guys than 10 guys. Like, if you do the math of how many days we were building compared to how many people we were.
Yeah, but also you guys, like, to be fair, like, you guys had food, you had water, you could rest, you can go home after this.
Yeah, so basically how it worked, we usually forget to eat, so we get there. Usually we stay overnight, sleep in a tent or whatever, just under the stars.
Yep.
And we'll start in the morning, we'll finish when it gets dark. So usually between 12 and 16, 18-hour workday. And we usually eat when we're done working. So like 12 to 16 hours without food, like going all the time. That's what we did.
Nice.
Yeah, and that's like what they would have done, because when you're in that mode, you don't want to eat because it makes you tired.
Yeah.
But your body's saying, "Hey, we're fucking tired."
And of course, the quicker you get your position in order, the quicker you are safe from.
Exactly, and like that's the thing. So that's also another factor of like the authenticity of like this is like you're just busting ass because you feel like you're in, or you guys didn't, but like the guys then, like, you're in danger, it's imminent, we have to get this done as soon as possible and the correct way, and bam, we're not going to worry about food. And they wore themselves out constantly, and you guys wore yourselves out without that imminent danger of somebody is going to be shooting at you, you know.
Of course.
And so it's like, but it's a really good study of what the hell they did. And because you guys were you smoked at the end of this?
Of course.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
And I
think,
it's honestly something that I'd love to do, but I need to have land to do it on, and I don't own land. Well, not the right kind of land.
Yeah. So and also buildings like this were usually built by Pioneer units, like before you were retreating. And of course, they built a second line of defense, and you would go back there and you would build, like, focus on the smaller positions. Sometimes you would help with the bigger positions and bunkers. So many variations and situations.
Yeah, no, I get it. And but what you guys did is amazing. Jake, if you want to just play and see where we're at.
It's going to be the top joint and bottom joint. And then make a notch here on the side to accommodate.
So they did this out in the field.
This tongue.
Yeah.
Cool.
After cutting out all the joints, it was time to nail it all together. Next, I trimmed down the dowel pin posts to make the sides of the opening plumb, before it was time for the first test fit. We want this gap at the top to be this large in order to account for settling in the walls over time. The gaps on the sides, however, were just a tad too tight in a few spots and needed some minor trimming.
Nice.
We cut some wooden wedges and used them to position the door frame and hold it in place, continuously adjusting for plumb, level, and square, as well as twist, gap, spacing, and placement within the opening.
So would they just really quick, Jake? Would they just use like the actual plumb at this point for like finding level, or what would they use in the field for that?
I think they had some of those tools. Maybe they just did it by eye as well.
Yeah,
of course,
yeah,
or
that
just
makes
a
sense.
string with some a leaded weight or something. Could also work.
Well, another thing I was just thinking about is like people think that this is just like a combat position. It's like no, it's like a living quarters.
Yeah.
This is your home. Because if you get to stay away from the dew and the frost and everything like that, you're out of the elements a little bit. This is your home. And so like they're kind of building like a home in the field.
Yes.
Yeah.
It'd be pretty good, honestly, once you have it all done. I mean, it's like a little log cabin, basically.
Yeah, we tested it, as I said, a couple of weeks ago, and it was super warm in there and amazing.
Nice.
Yeah, that's really yeah, this is very interesting. This is awesome. Because I don't think anybody's done this before. So
No, I've not seen anybody, at least.
yep, me either.
Well, I hope it's the first of many, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, carry on, Jake.
There's a guy there.
And this is more than good enough for our needs.
Oh yeah.
We then used some screws to secure the frame. The wedges prevents the frame from being pulled in while driving in the screws.
Be right back.
When the frame was finally nice and secure, I proceeded working on the door stops. In this case, basically an additional frame within the existing door frame. The door stops, which you can see me installing now, conveniently hides the modern screws we use to secure the initial frame. The door stops prevents the door from swinging through into the room and also adds an additional draft reduction barrier. We might nail a strip of wool, hide, felt, or something similar between where the door comes into contact with the doorstop to provide a better seal and thermal insulation. So I've never built a door before from scratch, and not a door frame either for that matter. So here I am cutting out a test piece for the door to experiment with. As this door will be relatively thick, I have to adjust for clearance while opening and closing.
Yeah.
When I was happy with the result, I cut the top piece to the same size. Then I figured out the necessary clearance for the top and bottom before cutting out the rest of the door skeleton pieces into the proper length. The door skeleton was then assembled and the one side boarded up and nailed down.
Nice M98 pants, by the way.
Ja, men det må være at det er liksom. Altså 9%.
The door was then filled with sawdust for insulation purposes before being boarded up with planks.
Yeah, nice. Can you pause it really quick, Jake? So basically, like this whole concept is like what Jake and I were trained in like the U.S. Army. Is like when you get to a spot, your immediate thing is to lay down. Okay, we're gonna be here for 15 minutes. Okay, I'm gonna put some shit in front of me. Okay, and then as time builds, like I'm gonna make it better and better. I'm gonna get the basic bitch shit done to where I have actual cover instead of just concealment, and then I'm gonna keep improving it. You know, and that's the same concept that you guys are doing and that they did in World War II. Is like you get the basic shit set, and now you're like, well, it's drafty at night. It's fucking cold. Let's put a door in this bitch. Let's insulate the door. Oh, you know how to do that? Perfect. Yeah, excellent. Teach me how to do it. You know, it's like that's it's still a basic kind of concept of like people teaching people how to survive who know different skills. And so that, because you know, besides the modern like the skill saw and shit like that, it seems like very simple and like it's labor intensive. Yeah, but it's basic knowledge. And like the only difference is like the skill saw takes time off of the process. That's it.
Yes,
that's it. So no, that's really really cool.
Takes time off and adds precision to the cuts.
I mean, you can be very precise with a handsaw, though.
And many of the people were carpenters for a living before they were.
Yeah.
So some bunkers were probably more prettier than the others.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like, you know, like they go, oh, who here knows how to do carpentry? Well, I do. Come here. We found this saw. What can you do with this?
Yeah, well, it's something.
Well, I can. Okay, this is what we need to do. All right, fine. I'll make it work. But like, yeah, it's just like, you know,
it's funny because I think that with a lot of people who are novices when it comes to a lot of this stuff, for some reason it seems as though there's this idea that fortifications and things like that were like almost done on an assembly line, and that's not the case. They were just made. They were made by the people who happened to be there with whatever material they had.
Yes,
you know,
correct.
It was not. Yeah, it was not like just, you know, oh, this, you know, you have things like the regal bow and whatever, but like there is most of this stuff was just like cobbled together with whatever they could find.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, it's amazing that you guys are doing this and like, you know, figuring this out. And Jake, is there a next video?
This one.
No.
That's 21. There's 20. You guys are 26 right now.
Yeah,
but
this is day 2 of 7. There's 7 videos.
Oh, gotcha. Yep.
Sweet.
Besides from being very,
really
very
nice
heavy,
door.
this solid and massive door fit tight but right, and surprisingly, very little adjustment was needed.
Damn, nice.
Ja, ska pröva.
We are using modern door hinges until we can find something better, or we will just replace the screws with old-fashioned flathead screws or heavy-duty nails, but we have not decided yet. By 8 o'clock in the evening, it was time to enjoy our daily swim in the lake and some food, before retreating into the tent to avoid getting eaten alive by nature's flying demons. Unfortunately, it's a really bad year this year. Tomorrow is another day and another video, so don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any future episodes. And please hit that like button if you enjoyed this video. Also make sure to go watch the previous episodes from this week if you missed them. Or go check out the entire bunker building series playlist listed down in the video description below. If you want to support the channel, please consider supporting me on Patreon for more awesome content. That's all for now. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, auf Wiedersehen.
Wiedersehen.
Insane. I'll just say really quick. Jim, for another gay.
Yeah.
Dude, I got that from the SS poster, the recruiting poster.
Yeah.
I asked a guy that I've talked to for like years, like he's Norwegian as well, and like, how do you actually say that? Like, is it kjemp? And he's like, no, it's just kjemp for Norge. And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, it's easier than I thought it was, but
Yeah.
it's the fucking language is weird
Little bit
for
weird.
English speakers.
Yeah, I can see that.
Look, what the? Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, he's shirtless again. Why are you teasing us, Jake?
Well, because I know you don't get any action, Mike.
That's what you think.
So we just came from the lumber yard.
Yep.
We already carried half the stuff over to the bunker. And we just carried this halfway. It's super, super warm today. It's in the middle of the day.
Welcome back to day 3 of the World War II bunker building marathon.
So here's a question for you.
Yep.
How far is it from where you park the car to the actual bunker? How far do you have to haul all that lumber?
About 1 click, maybe.
Oh shit! Really?
And it's like really fucking steep.
Oh my god!
I think it's like the first hill is like probably 150 meters of 45 degrees.
So you got to look forward to that starting every day.
Yeah, it's nice.
And you have to make more than one trip to haul all of that lumber.
Yeah, it took probably a couple, 4 or 5 hours to
Jesus.
do it. It was like
Yeah.
maybe 30 degrees Celsius. I don't know what that's in Fahrenheit.
It's
It's like
official
85. Yeah.
It's official. Norsemen are nuts.
A little bit crazy.
They settled where we live, Jake. Yes, they're
know.
fucking nuts.
I know.
It's hot as balls during the summer and cold as fuck during the winter.
Probably
Yeah, they're
around 40 minus 45 degrees Celsius here in the winter.
Yeah, that's what it
Right.
is here. Like Wisconsin and Minnesota and this area is mostly settled by Scandinavians. So, you know, Norwegians, Swedes and Finns and Danes. And because they were the only ones that would take the fucking land, because they're like, we know how to handle the winters. We've had them.
Yeah.
And it's fucking brutal here. And again, friends that I've had in like all those countries, I'm like, yeah, it's like negative 30 Fahrenheit, negative 45 Celsius, or around the same.
Negative 40 is where the scales meet.
Okay, so yeah, it's around the same. It gets here in the winter with about 3 meters of snow on the ground, and then just blowing wind, and then it's like, yeah, negative 40 fucking Celsius and Fahrenheit, like on average. And yeah, Mike's been up here in February.
When that was happening, yeah.
And he's like, "Oh yeah, this is fucked."
It's like tundra, yeah. I was out in your front yard chasing boxes in the wind, and yeah, just like the wind with the snow mixing is like blowing in my face. I'm like, okay, this is fun.
Yep. So that's why the fucking Scandinavians settled this part of the United States, because it's familiar. So, but yeah, and in the summer it's awful. We have mosquitoes, flies. Everything's horrible because they only have 3 months to live, and they're aggressive, very aggressive.
The joke in Wisconsin is we have 2 kinds of mosquitoes: the ones that are small enough to go through the holes in the screen, and the ones that knock on the door.
Yeah,
Yeah, you can keep that shit.
that's why, like, looking at this video, I'm like, I can literally feel that, because it looks a lot like where we're at, or where I'm at.
Yeah,
it looks a lot like northern Wisconsin. Like
I was just going to say that.
It looks very similar.
The scrub pine forests of northern Wisconsin.
Yep. So anyway, we'll continue on. But just a little.
After a couple of hours spent carrying over 70 meters of 2x4s to the bunker in the blistering sun, we could finally get to work on the bunk beds. We started by determining the height of the 2 levels based on the original drawings, before cutting a notch in the support column to accommodate the bed frame for the lower level.
That's really cool.
A lot of tools.
And you have cobblestone floor, right?
Yeah, the wooden floor.
We then spaced out the bedposts and squared up the bed. We had to use wooden shims and wedges to achieve proper square and plumb. But it wasn't bad, considering that this whole structure is built with uneven materials and more or less entirely by eye. So this is how the initial frame for the lower level of the bunk bed looks like so far. The horizontal beams rest on blocks of 2x, and everything is nailed to the bedposts.
72,8.
We made good progress once we got going, and quickly got the frame for the upper level in place. As you can see on the lower level, we are using double 2x4s.
Oh. Gotcha.
And don't worry, that access part of the post sticking up over there will be trimmed off later.
Opp og ned, vil ha dobbel bortover. Jeg synes det ser fettest ut. Dobbel. Double trouble.
Nails are so hard to fucking do correctly.
Jeg glemte jo noe teit når jeg kunne ikke egentlig skimse den og så skrudd inn her også. Jeg tror det holder i massevis. Det holder i massevis.
And there you have it. The frame for the bunk beds is finished. But what are we going to use for bunk bed flooring, you might ask? Well, remember those 2-inch slabs we cut on the sawmill in the previous episode? I think they will look great here, don't you?
You're making the fucking Taj Mahooch here. Jesus Christ.
This looks fucking great. I would love to stay in this if I was out in the field.
Stay in this out in the field. I would love to stay in this for hunting season.
Yeah.
That's it for today. It's late and it's time for a swim in the lake.
Yeah. That's a really good fucking setup. That's a good rack setup.
Mm-hmm.
It's really good.
If I had some decent wooded land, I would set something like that up just for hunting season.
Yeah.
I don't think you'd have the manpower to build that.
Would you mount the MG42 in the gun port?
Only if I was overlooking the English Channel.
Mow down a buck as it passes by.
50 cal.
Oh, yeah.
No, this is really fucking cool shit.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I've been binge watching it at work.
Welcome back to day 4 of the World War II Bunker Building Marathon, bringing you a new video every day, all week. Today, we are continuing the work on the bunk beds and ripping down the slabs we cut on Monday into nice boards for the beds. Today, we also had 2 more guys show up to help, which is very nice. I started working on the steps for the machine gun port, using the slabs that were too short to be used for the bunk beds.
Honestly, Jake, pause this really quick. Honestly, so if there were a bunch of dudes out there and they had 7 days to make this thing, right? Because most of the time in the military, even in war, is spent being completely fucking bored. Mm-hmm. Off your ass. Like, just, there's nothing to do. This sucks. I'm fucking warm. I'm dehydrated. I'm hungry. But if you can focus your mind on things like, oh, well, let's build this thing. Like, this is pretty intricate, which is awesome. It's like, that's a really cool thing to take your mind off of what's actually going on.
Yeah.
So
I can imagine it would be.
The only problem is that if we would have ever gotten to do shit like this, you know that as soon as it was finished, our command would have been like, okay, tear it down.
Well, that was a different time, though. Like, that was...
Same in Norway, too. Same in Norway.
Yeah. Nowadays, yes. But, like, back then, it's like... I mean, here's the thing: is like people. I don't think they understand about this thing about war. Like most people, for the most part, are sitting on their ass, bored off their ass. They're trying to be told to do something or find something to do because whatever. But like
98% boredom, 2% sheer terror.
yeah, that's about it. And this would have been fucking awesome to be like, yeah, it's a lot of manual labor. It really is. It's fucking, but you're in shape at that point too, so
But
it doesn't
manual
matter.
labor is not necessarily a bad thing.
No, it's actually it's really good when you're in shape too, because you're like, gotta work out. Yeah, I'm getting stronger. But like, it does suck. But like, it's like, okay, cool, I accomplished something. Like, okay, we got
Yeah.
the bed installed today. Right, we got beds to
It
sleep
sucks,
on.
but you have visible progress.
Dude,
There you go.
I would prefer to do this way over just sitting around. You know.
Yes,
It's
that's
like,
that's kind of my whole point. Is like,
yeah.
this is when you're actually in the. Here's the thing: is like with the military, you cannot escape. You cannot just go home. You can't say "fuck it, I quit." You know, and so it's like if you're stuck there, something like this is actually a good thing for a lot of people.
The morale of guys building something like this had to have been just incredibly high while it was being built, because they're working their muscles, they're doing the manual labor, but they're making something that they can see. They're making something tangible.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's morale boosting too to get stuff like that done.
Yeah.
What do you think, Lander?
Yeah, definitely.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's okay.
No, go ahead.
And you can, and even more so knowing that, okay, this is going to be shelter for us.
Yep. Yeah.
We don't have to sleep on the ground. We don't have to sleep in the mud. We don't have to sleep in the rain or the snow. We get this built, and we've got someplace warm and safe and dry that we can live.
Yep. Exactly. And yeah. Oh, so Lander, I don't know if I told you, but like Jake and I are both infantry, so like we have had to sleep out in the rain, the snow, the mud, and all that shit. That's why we're kind of like saying these things about this project, is because if we would have been allowed to do this kind of thing, which is not, it's not like really applicable anymore in the scenario that we were in. But it's like, yeah, we would have loved building it, having something to do that's not just shitty, and like, we have shelter. You see the progress, you see it step by step, and what you guys did, like documenting this process is really fucking cool. So it's like you can see it, like it starts out as just, like I was saying earlier, like a basic thing for cover, and then, oh well, let's make it better, and you guys fucking did this, so it's really cool. Go ahead, Jake.
I cut the slab a little longer than the opening and made a jig for setting the correct angle or slope of the board so that any rainwater would run off. Using this block of wood as a guide, I scribed the cut with the chainsaw before making the groove cutout for the board to slot into and creating a drip edge for any water to run off. Then I made another jig, which I was able to use as a guide to make a level and more precise cut into the lower log in order to bring it down to the correct level. I could then also accurately locate where I needed to make the slot cutout in the opposite wall to accommodate the first step. Meanwhile, the guys continued ripping down the slabs. Until they ran out of battery. I then cut the second overlapping step to size and nailed it into place. And it was while installing the third step that a splinter of wood passed through the visor of my helmet and hit me right in the eye. And I ended up in the ER at the hospital. It took almost 2 hours to get to the hospital and another couple of hours of waiting at the ER before it was my turn to see a doctor. Luckily, I only sustained the cut to the eye itself without any permanent damage, so I guess I was both very unlucky and very lucky at the same time. That's all for today's episode. If you just joined the World War II Bunker Building Marathon, this is the 4th episode this week, and I hope to see you back here again tomorrow for the next one. Also make sure to go watch the previous episodes from this week if you missed them, or go check out the entire Bunker Building series playlist listed down in the video description below. Please hit that like button if you enjoyed the video, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. If you want to support the channel, please consider supporting me on Patreon for more awesome content. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, auf Wiedersehen.
Yeah, that's cool. Jake, I know you have to go. That's fine.
Yep.
But
Before I bounce, I was going to share the Patreon link for anybody in
Oh.
chat watching,
Thank you.
but I don't see it in the video description.
I think it's all the way at the bottom, is it?
There's a PayPal link, not Patreon.
Oh.
Yep. I'll find it.
yeah, it'll be excuse me, it'll be all right. Yeah, no, it's fucking cool.
Okay.
Like, so I guess you want to just take a 5-minute piss break, and then we'll come back, and then I want to ask you a few questions about like why you guys decided to do this.
Sure.
So you good for 5 minutes? Like, take a piss break, and
Of course.
all right, Mike, take a piss break.
Yep.
And I'm actually, as soon as I get done finding this link, I'm going to bounce and go to bed.
Yep, you're
So
good. to go, man.
it was very nice meeting you, Leander.
You too. You too.
We'll have to do this again sometime.
Yeah,
Definitely. That'd be cool.
so I'll be right back. All right.
Cool.
Cool.
Cool. I actually see some original bunker photos from the same unit.
Awesome. Yep.
Some different
Yeah, like,
styles.
When you were making
improvised.
those videos and like you're carrying the actual logs, I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, I know how freaking heavy those are. Like, I did tree service back in like 2011 and 2012,
Okay.
and we would like remove trees from people's property, and like, yeah, it's insanely heavy.
Mhm.
That shit is nuts, and you're hot, you're sweaty, you're just like feeling miserable, and it's just so much work. But so yeah, I can imagine like those guys building that. Like, well, okay, on one hand, it's good because we're using our time to do something. B, or on the other hand, it sucks ass physically. It's awful. Like, it's like,
Yeah.
holy shit. Like, what? But yeah, it's nuts. So yeah, you and your reenacting group, when did you guys like kind of get together?
We started about 10 years ago, I think, actually.
Right on. Yeah.
And we built a similar style bunker, just a tiny one, just sleeping quarters 5-6 years ago at a smaller scale. But then for the most part, we just used saws and hand axes.
Yeah.
But it was like fast grown called spruce trees.
Yep.
Like,
Yep. We got
so they
spruce
were
around here.
really light compared to these
Yeah.
slow grown pine trees.
Yep.
They're
Yep.
they're like up in the mountains, so there's so tight grains.
Yes. Yep.
And they probably weigh between 80 and 100 kilos per meter, I
Yeah.
would guess. They're
Yeah.
crazy.
Freaking heavy. And it's
Yeah.
like it's no joke because they're so dense and they're wet.
Yes.
And you're like, oh shit. And it's like you see those pictures of people in like Eastern Europe throwing a freaking a spruce up, and it's like
Yeah.
that in itself is very impressive. No, the pines and like anything else, like the oak or whatever else you got, that shit is like 3 guys minimum for a 10
Yes.
foot or like a 3 meter section.
Hmm.
3 guys, dude, it's so fucking heavy. But
You
and
can
then
see that
yeah.
hardwood is like this, and then like the white layer is like that thin.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
yeah, and it's nuts because yeah, like so where we're at, like when the settlers came over from Europe, mostly Scandinavia in like the 1800s,
Mm.
they clear cut most of the area of the old growth. And
Mm.
so what we have here is like the oldest tree you're going to see is probably about, I don't know, 160, 150, somewhere around there, like years old. And they're very dense because we live in a very cold climate in the winter. But like the shit that was here before it, they cut down, fucking solid, very dense, very heavy. And they built a lot of houses and infrastructure with that.
Mm.
That stuff is no joke compared to now, like
Yeah.
the new growth where they're like, okay, there's like each ring has got like this distance between it, whatever. We'll cut it and sell it. No, that's and it still is heavy, but like it's like the old growth is like we're talking a shitload of weight.
Yes. It's crazy.
And then you guys, I saw you like you'd cut it down obviously, and then you would trim the branches, which also sucks ass because where do you put those? Well, you can use them for the structure if it's right away, but
Yeah.
like that's also a ton of weight. I mean, a shitload of weight.
Yeah.
It's insane, like how much trees weigh. So
It's crazy. And sometimes we were lucky to have like the 6-wheeler to pull them, but for the most part we did by hand. It sucks.
yeah, that wears you out fast.
Yes. And I think
You get
the
smoked, yeah.
next video, or was the video after that, I think we pulled 21 or 22 logs that day, and it was like over a kilometer away
Yeah.
through like marsh and up the mountains and blah blah blah. But we were like 5 guys, but still it sucks.
That's not enough.
Yeah.
Even with machinery, it's like Jesus Christ. Like when you, and also it's funny. Like think of the guys that actually built these, like back in the day for protection.
Mm.
like under, like time constraints. It's like you're not getting enough food. So somebody has to go hunt food.
Hmm.
That's probably gonna be 2 or 3 people that has to go hunt game and kill it. And they're gone. They can't help you. Okay. Well, somebody has to like oversee this. And so yeah, like that's what we were saying earlier is like, okay, you have a squad of 10 guys, right? Of that, maybe 2 to 4 are working the actual labor. Other people are helping, yes, but like there's 2 to 4 guys doing the actual manual labor of like the heavy shit, the heavy lifting. And it's like, how the fuck? So you have to get enough calories or you're fucked. I mean, let's just be honest here. Like, if you don't get enough protein and calories doing that much work, you're fucked. You cannot function.
Yeah.
And then it's just like, so okay, this has to get done. And then you get the guys that are, oh well, I'm an artisan. I'm a carpenter. So I'll do all the measurements. I'll tell you guys how to do this, but we don't have the right tools. Well, what do we need to get? Go get this. Go get that. It's like, so 10 guys sounds like a lot of people, but in reality, it's like, it's a team effort. But unless you've got like a team of like 50 guys, that's a fucking bitch.
Yeah.
Like, it's a real bitch. So, and I'm glad you guys are doing it. So,
Glad we're finished with the worst parts.
What else
Yeah.
needs to be done on it?
That was just some cosmetic stuff.
Hmm.
Really?
Have you fired the machine gun from the port?
No.
Not yet.
There's some rifle shooting though.
Nice.
Yeah.
so okay. Well, if you've done rifle shooting, does it actually take most of the sound out?
Makes a lot of noise.
So it doesn't. Okay, it's what I thought. Okay.
Yeah.
So even if you have the machine gun in place in the 60 fucking degree angle,
You'd be
fields
deaf.
of fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
It's still loud as hell.
Your,
Yeah.
your ears are ringing immediately. Yeah, I know what he's saying. It's like, so even if you have the muzzle outside, it's still just, yeah, it still comes back in. Okay, all right, yeah.
It's probably not as bad, but it's still really
It's
loud.
still rough. Yeah,
Yeah.
dude.
Well,
Yeah.
with a lot of fortifications, from what I understand, is that a lot of the times they would mount the machine gun, the MG34 or 42 on the bipod on the central mounting part of it, not the very end of it.
Yeah.
So they could turn it easier, and also it was a bit more out than of the gun port.
Yeah. We have like a table for eating and stuff. So the
Mhm.
machine gun sits on that. You can even have the lavette on the top. So that's why it's on the further in
Nice.
port. So then you can just stand over the table and shoot.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, that makes sense. Like I mean, here's the reality is most people don't understand like machine guns, right? They think it's just like this, you just spit a bunch of brass out, and you're just pouring lead down. It's like, well, in order to do that effectively, there has to be about 100 other conditions to make that effective and make it work consistently. And so yeah, if you get the table, that also deflects brass.
Mm-hmm.
It falls on the table. It's away from you. It's on the ground. Okay, whatever. You've got something more stable, and it's like even if you have the Lafette, do you guys use a 42 or a 34? I forgot.
42.
Okay, yeah, like that. Yeah, it's just and then where are your spare barrels going to be? Like where are they going to be positioned? They have to be accessible. Blah de blah, and there's so many things to consider. That's why it's called a crew served weapon. It's not one person. One person's they're the gunner. Yeah, they're the one who pulls the trigger, but it's a crew served weapon. You've got 3 or 4 other guys with you, minimum, to make that thing function the way it's intended to, or else you're fucked.
What would be really cool is also if you guys put range cards on next to the port. Like how different like positions to shoot at.
Yeah, it's really good.
Mm-hmm.
Mike, do you have any pictures that you've had in your thing for of the range cards? I know you've showed them before, but like, can you access them right now? Or
yeah, I have one for an anti-tank gun, not a machine gun, but I have a really cool one from Omaha Beach if you want to take a look at it.
Cool.
Yeah, because range cards, we still use those. Like when I
Yep.
was in, we still use range cards, and like we would fill them out when we dug in and did whatever, and we'd have our post set up for our field of fire and everything like that, our limit posts.
Mm-hmm.
And okay, so
this is one from WN61 on the eastern part of Omaha Beach for a PAC 38 anti-tank gun.
Cool.
Yeah, and one thing that I think is really interesting is that they have listed on here the different types of tanks to engage. If you look down here, it says like Sherman in quotes, and they have that's the outline of what the Sherman looks like, and then Churchill tank. That's
not that far off.
Yeah, and then I don't know what I guess this is the light tank, I guess, and then
light pencil. It's probably the Stewart. Yeah.
Yeah, and then Land. I don't know how to say that, but the
Landungsboote.
Landing craft basically.
Yep.
But and then these are the different types of rounds they could use to fire. But and then they have it all mapped out here. Now you can actually go to this location and see these different spaces, these different parts of this house right here. This is WN62 over here. And then, of course, this is the beach right here. You have your shingle right along this area, and then listed out are all these different, numbers to fire on. So just crudely drawn on a piece of paper.
Crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That's most range cards, yeah. But like, do you have the mortar ones? Those are awesome. From WN, I can't remember the position, but like, it was the Tobruk where they had the shit drawn onto the fucking walls.
Oh yeah. Let me pull those up. Yeah, those are really cool.
It's really fun.
Yeah, I have a few different versions of those. Some of them you can see really well, and some of them you can't.
There was one that was really cool, and I think Leander would.
He might be able to tell me something about it that I don't know.
Yeah.
But okay, here we go. I got it.
Yep.
Share screen. Yeah. This is from WN60.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, this is for a French mortar that would be loaded into this mount right here, and as you can see, they have all these different landmarks and such painted. Actually, they just painted straight up on the concrete on the rim of this Tobruk fortification.
What Regelbau is this?
This I think it's what is it? What is it? I got my blueprints here. Let me pull it up right now. What is this specific type of thing called? I don't have it off the top of my head.
No. It's a long list of Regelbaus.
Yeah. LC 125.
Is that a 5 centimeter mortar?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's French. It's a breech loading mortar that would have been originally used on the Maginot line, and 5 centimeters. When this photo was taken, it was removed, but it would have been right in this area right here in this thing. But I don't know what these numbers and these letters mean necessarily. I don't know if it's just specific to whoever was the gunner here, or if TRVE means something. I don't know. What do you think?
Might correspond to the elevation and the rotation degrees.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah, I don't know. I've shown it to a few different people who know German, and they haven't been able to decipher it.
So wait a second. Those are pictures.
Yeah, and you see 1, 2, 3. That's the different, probably pre-kit
because
calibrated.
it's going.
rounds.
Yeah, it's probably.
And it looks like maybe the VE and the TR maybe relates to the adjustments on the lavette. So it's 5.5 and 165. You see, it's 5.0.
Oh, it's traverse and
16.
elevation.
I
So
think so.
it's traverse and elevation, 5.5, 165. I'm not a
So-
mortarman, but
Yeah.
like
No. So they say like, okay, pre-position, pre-aim point number 3 has 5.5. They can just call it out quickly.
Right.
It's like a range card.
See, I know that's the I just didn't know what all of this meant that was on it. So that's really interesting.
That's just a guess from my part.
it must
Yeah.
be the TR must be traverse,
Yes.
and then the
Traverse.
VE. So is that what is the German word for elevation?
In the military term,
Could be.
It doesn't nothing that corresponds to VE.
Because that's the 2 that you have. Let me just do translate really quick.
Yeah. I have some from WN73 as well, but you can't really see the range cards that well.
English 2, German.
Oh, I have a really good one from 73 that we should look at after this. And it's marked completely different than this one. Hang on, the cat's going crazy. I'm going to let her out.
Yeah, because like 5.5. That is interesting that they had like photos, like they're like painted on there. It looks like they're not like just taped on there.
it's pretty cool.
So they drew like the cove and like the little hill that's there,
Yeah.
and
Well,
said
and
this is
One of
this is
these
what
you
you're
see-
looking at, even though you can't see it. Yeah, this is what you're looking at, and then just punch these. Yeah, that's a cool range card,
Yeah.
but it's like painted onto the fucking position.
Yeah, it's so
Yeah.
I've seen a couple where they do like tape the photographs onto it, but some other ones like these, yeah, you see them like actually painted on. I have some. I should pull up some of the machine gun ones that are still preserved today.
Yeah.
Hold on one second. Stop sharing that. Here's another one from WN73. Different mortar Tobruk, same type of Tobruk though. We'll see 125 for a good out for 34.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can see the ammo racks down here, and then
Yeah.
but these ones like they're different. They don't have that TRVE thing going. They're like completely different. So
Yeah, I think that might be why like they standardized like range cards. Because I found when I was selling German stuff like Flecktarn, I found a range card for an MG3 that was the exact fucking range card that we had in the U.S. Army.
Oh, interesting.
And it was filled out to where, dude, if like we were doing a NATO thing and I found that range card at the position, I'd be able to like know exactly where the fuck, you know. But it wasn't like there were no photographs, and it was yeah. So World War II must have like this must have been like the inception of that concept that was started in the First World War, but then they tried to make it better, but it wasn't standardized.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like, because now it's pretty much standardized, like a range card.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is really, the photos are interesting.
They're really cool. Yeah, to see that. There's another one. Or damn it! No, I'm remembering all the ones that I have.
It's all good.
Let me leave that and go to the next thing. Screen. Yeah. This is from a machine gun bunker on UN-71, where you can.
It's a machine gun.
That's right. Where you can see where the round came in and hit the wall right there.
Wow.
Yeah. But so this is the gun port right here where the guy would have been, and that's where his head would have been right there, and that's where that round hit. But Then on the wall, painted on the wall, is this range card right here. It's very faded now, but you can see that's where it was. So
Cool.
he would
Yeah.
probably be looking over with like a grease pen or something and marking different areas where he knew where to fire. And then that's the same one right there. It's a little better view of it. But it is cool to see some of these places, these fortifications that are made out of concrete. Sometimes the interiors are pretty well preserved. It's not all decaying away. So let me go to, and then there's inside one of the casemates on WN-72. This is for a 5 centimeter anti-tank gun in one of the casemates. Let's see here.
Oh yeah, this one. Yeah.
Yeah, and you've probably seen this. So you can tell this is the whole beach right here looking east. So this is the eastern horizon right here. And then this is the entire beach right here. And then they have this is where all the fortifications would be. This is the promenade road right here. So that's looking east out of the embouchure. I think there's a couple. Yeah, here's another one this one's looking west, and hardly any part of it left, because this type of casemate had 2 embouchures. You could swivel the gun back and forth to fire either east or west. So.
Do they have things like this, Leander, from what you've researched for the Norwegian Atlantic Wall?
Oh man, I think I have to tell you something really cool.
Yeah.
I was going to keep it a little secret, but I think I have to tell you guys because you're so interested. If I told you that I own Type 69 Regelbau.
R669, is that what you said?
69. Type 69.
You own it?
Okay. Interesting.
You get it's a Tubulik, right? For a mortar?
Yeah. Yep.
With a machine gun position as well. Double, really rare.
So it's a special construction then. It's like so because that would happen a lot where they take the Regal bow and then like kind of add things to them based on.
I think it's a standard one, but it's really, really rare. Like the Dragonman, really rare.
only 5 of these were made, and I own 10 of them. Yeah,
I think there's actually only. Is there only 2 in Norway, and I own both of them? Actually, I sound like Dragonman now.
They're on your property. So
I just last year I bought a coastal artillery fort, a German one.
Wow, dude! Jesus.
With cannon positions and tunnels and bunkers and shit. Like a big area.
Damn, that's badass.
So actually have a coastal artillery fort from the Second World War.
Well, that's fucking cool to make videos on.
Yeah. I want to see what that all entails, dude. That's cool.
Are they in good shape, or are they?
Oh yeah.
Wow, that's fucking. I didn't know that. That's awesome. Like,
yeah, we'll have to look at that. I just remembered another photo that shows some more really cool things. This is also Omaha. Leonard, I'm an Omaha Beach nerd, so my stuff mostly focuses on Omaha Beach.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, but so this is from WN-64, kind of in the center right here, and this is just a French mortar, a French Brandt MLE 2731 mortar.
Hold on, there you go.
Yeah,
cool.
Okay. And so French mortar in this dugout position right here, and you can see inside this they have all of these different ranges like stuck in these little signs.
Yep.
Just placed everywhere. There's one right there. There's one right
Those
there.
are hasty. Yep.
Yeah. So this is kind of an interesting thing because you get some of those Tobruk's that have those painted along the rim of the embouchure, but then you get these kind of ones that are just like they prop up these little signs all over the place. So
crazy.
Yeah.
Well, dude, here's the thing: is like you can tell that was like more of like probably a couple days worth of prep,
mm-hmm.
like maybe a week, because Dude, when we were out in the field, like I was a machine gunner, right? So I carried the T40. My assistant gunner would go out and put range stakes on my left and right limit about 5 minutes after we got into a position, right?
Yeah.
They were literally just sticks that he found. And he says, here's your fucking limit. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
As you the Ender was saying, and we were talking about earlier, like the longer you're in a position, the more you can kind of build shit up and do things.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, we would like, okay, we're going to get concealment. And then all of a sudden it's like, all right, well, let's do our range card. Let's do this. Let's do that. And let's put things around. And so this is probably a couple days.
You think so? Yeah. Well, this WN, this resistance nest, was one of the most incomplete of all the ones that were overlooking the beach. So yeah, it's like this position right here doesn't show up on aerial photographs before May of 1944.
There you go. Yeah. So very hasty. Yeah.
Yep. And these kind of ammunition storages with the concrete doors, you see these all over the place in Calvados.
Yeah.
So really cool. Yeah. So that's I have so many freaking photos from Omaha, but
cool.
Yeah, a lot of stuff like that. Now I'm really intrigued about the fortifications that you apparently own.
I'm trying to find a good photo here.
Do you have any photos right now?
Try to find something. Okay, I can send you the. Let's see. It's not my photos though. It's just on Flickr. Found it.
Oh, nice.
You can see.
Yeah, if you want to share your screen, or if you want to just send them in chat.
He sent them in chat. He sent them in the chat.
And here's another one.
All right.
Oh wow, there's like some freaking like rails and stuff that are left.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
And you own these. Nice.
Yes.
Holy shit. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Hugo Tobler, 1942. Oh shit, yeah, that is weird. Like,
do we want to share on screen?
yeah, is it okay if I do that, or do you not want me to do that?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Pull this one out. So show you the pictures.
So yeah, that's a mortar toe broke the octagonal type.
Yep. There's also a machine gun position right there.
Yep.
Hugo Tobler, 1942.
Oh, yeah, there's the column to mount it on.
Yes.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Nice. And is that the original cover? Is that a wood cover?
I don't think it's original, no. But
Okay.
It's pretty cool because there's still camouflage paint on the inside.
Nice.
And you can still see where the field telephone went through with the cables.
Oh, nice.
So it's really cool. And there's like tunnels going through the mountain that comes up into this.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Picture, yeah.
The reason why I ask is because when they weren't in use, they would put wooden lids over those things.
Yeah, it could be original, but
yeah,
it was a French mortar here as well. 5 centimeters.
Yeah.
Nice.
The same one that. Yeah, that's awesome.
Was it a Festengranatenwerfer 210? Do you know? Or
I'm not sure. I have some paperwork somewhere, but I can't remember on the top of my head.
Yeah. That's badass, dude.
So they had four. There was a battery of four French cannons, 10.5 centimeters.
Damn.
Oh shit! Here's the.
Oh, you got a map of the WN. Nice.
And I'll share this one. Check this out, Mike. You're gonna kind of shit your pants and probably make a mess in them.
It's okay.
Because it's you. Like you like this shit.
You know, I get off to concrete.
You're the only one that likes this shit. You know.
Yeah, sure. Oh yeah, is that so? That's an original kettle pit for. What would have been mounted there? Is that one of those French coastal guns, the big ass ones with the blast
Yes.
shield over it?
Yes.
Nice. Damn, dude. It's still remnants of it are there.
Yeah. So it's just need the cannon now. So
Now all you need to do is just build that fucking gun up again. You just got to install
yeah,
it.
there's 4 positions or 3 left.
Oh, that's fucking awesome.
Nice.
The commando position.
Yeah.
That also has painted on the wall around all the degrees.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the distances to the islands off the coast.
Oh, still on the inside.
Yeah.
Nice. That's so cool.
That's the 20 millimeter flak position.
Yep.
Dude, this looks so much like where I live. I'm not shitting you. Like this, the rocks, the stones, the formations, and the trees. This looks literally like where I live. No wonder the fucking Norwegians settled here in mass.
And you own all this, dude.
Not that one actually, but that's outside.
Oh, see,
but, most
so this
of the
one's something
buildings-
else. What is this?
That's an old mess hall and casino. Like they had a cinema there and all kinds of shit.
Oh,
No
nice.
shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's pretty elaborate.
Oh, that's a big fucking.
That's somewhere else.
Okay,
that's
so your
probably-
stuff is at the beginning. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's probably for like a battleship turret or something.
But what the fucking islands? God damn, it's so amazing.
Yeah.
I know, I love it.
That's awesome, man.
You that's so cool that you have that, dude.
I sent you the maps too on the chat. You can see.
If someone should own something like that, it should be someone who's interested in preserving history rather than
Yep.
neglecting it.
Yeah.
So, oh, okay, yeah. Let me. I'm gonna pull this in a different window. Yeah, check this out, Mike. This is fucking cool.
Let's see.
Well, like, I mean, you can see it in there, but like, well, oh, for fuck's sake! All right, there we go.
Yep. Nice. I've made maps of WNs before. It's like this is like
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 big uns.
Mm-hmm.
A couple. Yeah, it's awesome.
So the one on the right there, that's just a field gun out in the open.
That's a KVK gun. KVK.
Nice.
KWK, like small.
Yeah.
Altered gun.
Yeah. Just sitting out in the open though, not like a fortified position.
We have like a big tunnel going in behind it.
Mm-hmm.
So they were actually in the process. This fortifications. They were in the process of moving all the field guns from the top of the mountain into casamat in the mountain. So they had like they're going to put the cannon inside the mountain, looking out like almost like the Guns of Navarone or whatever the movie is.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
And they have the tunnels and all that. Yeah, they have the tunnels and everything, and they have like people where you could sleep and stuff down there with like a Kampfraum or whatever you call it.
Yeah.
So like you can see there are 2 on top of each other, 2 tunnels, 2 sets of tunnels.
So basically transform the caves into a casemate.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So they would take the wheels off and everything and put them down on a new type of stand for it.
Yeah. Mounting configuration.
Yeah.
You see that a lot with some of these WNs that were in the process of being built, where they'll bring in these guns and just kind of set them on these concrete slabs, and then they start building the casemates for them around them, things like that. So super super cool. But those are some big ass coastal guns, so that would have been a pretty big area to assault. If you were going to.
Yeah, that's the thing is like, somebody asked way earlier in the chat, like, was there any, action in Norway, like for the Allies? There was like a few missions that went off in there, and then they were working with the Norwegian resistance, blah, blah, blah. But as far as like actual, like like besides when they actually invaded, the Norwegians did put up a little bit of a fight, but it was like Denmark and the other countries. They're like, well, fuck, we're okay, fuck this, minimize the damage. And it's not. That's like I got pissed off, like, ooh, the French just surrendered. I'm like, yeah, you would too, you dumb fuck.
Right. Yeah.
Like, if you were being like destroyed very quickly and very efficiently, you'd go, hey, let's minimize the death. Let's just fucking say, all right, you got us. And so it's like Norway did that, and I don't know. So, really quick, Leander, do you actually know the reason why they didn't go into Sweden ever?
They were like neutral and shit.
Okay, but
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know. I don't know. I think there were some plans to go into Sweden, but I'm not sure.
That's what I heard. Like, I've that's a weird thing because like you'd think because they had Finland, which is their allies, and then Norway was occupied. They invaded, then won. But it's like, why didn't they ever fuck with Sweden? It's right there.
I don't know.
Didn't we once look at a photo of some German soldiers with like a Swedish border guard or something?
Swiss.
Swiss.
Not
Okay,
Swedish.
yeah, sorry. Yeah.
But they have
It wasn't Swedish.
been
But
the
like,
same in Norway too.
Mm.
The border guards.
well, because I know a lot of Swedish volunteers went to Finland and fought the Soviets.
Yeah, very few actually made it to the front, I think.
Right, but they because they were like, well, if they find out you're Swedish, then they're going to implicate you. So I wonder how Sweden pulled that off. In the Second World, like staying neutral, because I know Switzerland they did because they were taking and harboring money mainly, and they were doing it that way. But like Sweden, I never really have an answer for that. Like I don't know what to say about it because, I mean, yeah, it's a sparsely populated country, mainly in like Oslo and stuff like that, or like that's Norway, but like Stockholm, like it's mainly down in the southern part. But the Germans could have just overrun that immediately when they overran Norway. That's like it's basically like so I equate that is like a state in the United States decides that they're going to become very fucking powerful and they're big. They could overrun multiple states at one time. And that's kind of what Germany was doing, but they didn't ever really fuck with Sweden outwardly. And I don't understand why that is. Like it's never made sense to me. Like
I have to look into the politics of the time or something.
yeah, exactly. Like because it's a tough one to research because there's not a lot on it because Sweden was neutral. Nobody gives a fuck. I'm like, well, but why did Norway get occupied and Sweden did not?
Yeah.
And Finland was Germany's ally, so it's like, what the fuck was going on there? Interesting, but like, it's just always been one of those weird questions that I have of like, all right, because like the Swedish, yeah, they would have probably put up a fight, but let's be honest, they're not like fucking Switzerland where they could actually put up a fight. Like
would have
for a
done
long
the same
time.
as the other ones, yeah.
Right. And so it just never made sense to me. So Sweden and Switzerland, they get left alone, basically, to their own devices. Germany doesn't fuck with them. Yeah. But it you know what I mean? Like it's just an interesting like, huh.
Yeah.
So yeah, like Andrew Schultz said, under the table dealings possibly are verbal agreements. But why? There's always gonna be a why. Like, okay, what are you gonna do for me? What did they do? Did they like store gold? Did they store all this shit? Who knows?
Possibly like the iron ore and shit, but
well, and that's the thing is the Swedish iron ore was always like valued by the Germans. Yeah, they loved it because it's got a certain carbon content or some shit where it's like very strong. But it's like none of this shit is very easily accessible to like research and like. So were they exporting a shitload of iron ore just willingly? If you don't invade us, will it keep exporting? Like, but Norway has got the same ore in the northern part. So it's like there must have been some diplomacy and shit. Because, I mean, you can declare that you're neutral, whatever. A country like Germany that's on a fucking warpath, they don't give a shit if you declare that you're neutral. If you have nothing to offer or help us with, you're fair game. right?
Mhm.
And I don't know if there's a lot of research out there about that because it's just weird because
I don't know why. Yeah, like if you
I
ask
don't
me.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
And London doesn't have any idea either. Like it's just weird. But
Something to look up.
Well,
yeah.
I know that they at least transported some of the iron ore to Norway and over to up in the north of Norway, and then by ship
Yeah.
down along the coast. And the Allies threatened to invade Norway. That would disrupt the transport of iron ore for the Germans. So then they had to invade Norway to ensure
Right.
ensure their interests. And then, of course, Sweden is neutral in the middle. And has no. If they protect the Norwegian coast, they protect Sweden, and you have Finland as well. So
Right.
maybe.
But I wonder if Finland said if you invade Sweden, that's a little bit too close for us, and we don't know if we can trust your alliance. Like, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
maybe it was something like that. I actually just don't know. I'm just like I'm like thinking about that now because I really don't think about it that often. Like it's a thing, but like I'm just wondering because Norway was just like okay, and then they were like good with the Germans like diplomatically, and then all of a sudden the Germans are like, well, we're going to invade your country by force because you have things that we want. Well, so does Sweden.
Hmm.
Like it's just, but also that was like 1940, and then England or Britain got involved. Maybe the Germans, but no, they went into fucking the Soviet Union the next year. Like it doesn't make any sense why they wouldn't just like take all of Scandinavia for the resources. At that point, like why did they stop at Norway and they didn't take Sweden?
Well, the German soldiers that came to Norway in 1940, they believe they came to defend the Norwegian population. So it's a kind of interesting invasion. The Germans, they booked hotel rooms beforehand. They paid for the most part, paid for if they took a car or a bus for their troops, they paid for it in full in cash.
No shit.
They didn't just take shit. And if they needed to borrow a school or something, they paid for it. They paid for everything during the invasion for the most part.
Well, that's
with Krona or Reichsmarks?
I think they had, I don't know, I think there was Reichsmarks, but
that's interesting that you say that because, like, in my research with the Atlantic Wall and stuff like that, they would bring in a lot of French sub construction contractors and things like that, and they would all. A lot of people say that it's slave labor, but they actually would pay these people. It wasn't much, but it was like they would pay them, and the same goes for when they would demolish houses to build their fortifications. They would pay the owners of the houses. So it's like. It's not nice to do, but they still would do that. So it's kind of a strange, weird thing.
Yeah, in Norway too, with the fortifications, they bought the land from like full price, and they used Norwegian labor, and the people who worked for the Germans said they were the best employees they ever had. They were like always paid on time, everything. It was good money. And there was actually a local entrepreneur here in the area. He had like 2 employees when the war started, and after 1 year had like 400 or 600 suddenly employees.
Oh shit! Okay,
so worked for the Germans. So
that must have worked for them as well, like with the rapport with the Norwegian population.
Yeah,
it's like these guys aren't invaders. There's a certain group of people who thinks they're invaders, and they're the ones that are going to be shooting at them. But okay, that makes sense now. Like, if they treated the Norwegians, I think now that you say that, that makes sense because after all the military shit was done in like Denmark and the Netherlands and Belgium and shit like that, they were just basically like, we're in charge, but it's still a functioning society.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how you get order. Is go, okay, everything's, we're in charge, but you go on, carry on as usual. If you're a baker, you bake bread. If you're a tailor, you tailor clothing and shit. We might actually pay you more to tailor clothing for our guys now, but so that was like the majority of the time that they spent in Norway was kind of like that.
Yeah, at least the Germans said themselves, if you read some reports, that the first couple of years it went pretty smoothly with the Norwegians, but then as the war progressed, it started to get more complicated. More people started to dislike all the control. There was like,
Yeah.
because of Allied bombings and shit, you had to like close down cities, turn off the lights. You couldn't do shit. You had to be inside at a certain time of day. You couldn't travel where you wanted because of all the resistance, right? Doing all
Yes.
kinds of shit.
Yep.
So you kind of shoot yourself in the foot too, right? If you
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
like, what are you gonna do?
It's like, yeah, you're being governed by somebody who is not Norwegian.
Yeah,
Even though it's okay, it eventually gets to a point where it's like, well, we were governing ourselves just fine. Fuck these guys. And then some people are going to be like, nah, we're done with this. We don't want to be controlled. And that's not like just strictly Norway. It's like, you know, a lot of places had that happen where it's like, yeah, it's okay for a couple of years. And then you're like, yeah, something's not right. And the Germans at that point too, I would suspect, now that you're saying this, they were running out of resources because they were overextended. They had nothing. And it's like, well, fuck. I mean, then they're going to get more aggressive because they're told to, because they can't pay what they were paying before, and people are getting pissed off. Yeah, it's just it's a shitty, I guess it's a shitty overextension of a world government very quickly. It happened like that, you know? And they just expected that it was like, oh, it's like the Roman Empire, but well, that took a couple hundred years for them to get that land, and they still had problems. So it's like, yeah, I mean, yeah, it makes a lot of sense though, because yeah,
I think also if you have like one group of guys, apparently like they do the right thing, right? To do sabotage and minor sabotage and bigger sabotage and start poking, you're right. Then the rules get tighter and tighter. Too,
yeah, you get paranoid, and then
Yeah.
you're like, we have to, yeah, exactly what you just said, yeah.
So
And-
then you have to get stricter, and everybody has to suffer for some saboteurs,
Yeah,
right?
but it's like, why did that happen in the first place? Oh, because you guys are here and we didn't ask you to
course.
be here.
Yeah.
You know,
Of
it's
course.
like, so it's weird how humans work, and it's very consistent throughout history. It really
Yeah.
is very consistent, and people think that we could do it better this time. You know, the United States, they thought they could do it better by being imperialistic, which is what they swore against when they were incepted. And then all of a sudden, oh, let's just intervene here. Let's just go do this. And then now you get, you know, what we're doing is meddling in everything. And it's like, well, what is the point? Like people don't actually want us there. They just want to be left the fuck alone. And that's fine. But yeah, so it's like the Germans did that shit, but it's not a new idea. It's a very old idea of we can do it better. We can do it better. Can you? No. So
I have an interesting document here. Norway was invaded 9th of April 1940. Here's a document from October the same year from the German Gestapo or Sicherheitsdienst. And it's a document for a local farmer who's got his weapons back for hunting.
Oh my God.
Already in October.
They allowed him to have a shotgun or something.
Yes, caliber 12.
Wow.
You can see the
Yeah. Oh my God. Holy shit. So so when they occupied Norway or invaded Norway, I'll just say that. So they took everyone's guns, I assume.
Yeah. Took in radios and guns and everything.
Yep.
Then you could apply to get them back, so you could.
Same thing happened in France. Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, because like I didn't know the process of that. I knew they confiscated firearms and shit like radios, like you said. I just didn't know there was a way to get them back. I never like knew about that. Yeah.
They would, I guess, do like a background check on you and see if you have no ties to anything suspicious or whatever.
Yeah.
Make sure you're not an enemy of any kind.
Yeah, I mean that's history. In my opinion, history doesn't repeat itself, but it does rhyme.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. Yeah, history rhymes.
And it's like, yeah, I mean, what do you do? Go ahead, Mike.
No, I just said this has been cool as fuck. I gotta sign off though.
Yeah, I'm gonna sign off too. We've been going for 3.5 hours.
Yeah.
It's 5 in the morning here almost.
Oh, really? It's like 8:30 where I am, 9:30 where Mike is.
Yeah, that's what I was asking. I was asking him earlier. I was like, we usually start about 6 my time, and it's this, but no, dude, fucking great stream. I'm glad to have a fellow history nerd abroad. It's just good to have a good network because it's we're in this together. It's like on FS for Family. We're in this together, Frank. You ever seen that show?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. So
it's like, no, he hasn't.
Yeah. No, but like some people go, we're all in this together, Frank, and he's lighting up a cigarette, eating a fucking chicken wing.
God damn it.
Yeah, it's American as you get. But yeah, it's really cool to just kind of network and
yeah.
Glad you came on, and your channel's fucking awesome.
Thank you so much.
And what you're doing is great. And now
you lose him.
Mike froze. Right as he's doing an outro.
Perfect freeze frame there.
Yeah. It's not the first time it's happened.
There he is.
I could hear everything you guys said.
Yeah.
Okay, we're back.
Sorry.
Anyway, so and it's pretty cool that you've got all the shit going for you that we didn't know about. So you've got content forever. Your channel's gonna grow. It's gonna get
his bandwidth is all fucked up. Let's see if he comes back. And I'm gonna hit the road. But no, dude, you and I are gonna. There, he's back. Perfect.
There he is. Hello.
Go ahead, Mike.
I was gonna say, dude, Lander, you and I are gonna have to talk German concrete, and
of course,
you know, so yeah, because you have some cool shit that I want to pick your brain about.
Let's do it.
Yeah,
it'll be fun.
Oh, cool! It didn't cut out because I wasn't just Okay.
No, but you were saying that his channel is gonna grow and shit.
It is gonna grow. It's gonna get a lot bigger than mine, but that's good because he worked for it. Like and you deserve it. But like no, the whole everything you've got going is fucking awesome, and it's cool to have fellow history nerds around the world.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
So we actually give a shit about it, and yeah. Oh, I'm not lagging out. Oh God, the Jews are controlling the hurricane down in the Gulf. What? Did I cut out? Okay, no. So it's not actually YouTube censoring.
No, we heard that whole thing.
Yeah, which is God, it's so funny, but like whatever. I was just trying to do the Alex Jones thing, but like anyway, great talking with you, Mike. You're a piece of shit. Get more hair gel. You need more products in your hair. Yeah, man. Hopefully we can do this again. I'm glad you came on because yeah, you're good shit. You fit in like with our little nerd sphere.
He's one of us.
So,
yay.
Yeah, man. All right. No worries.
All right.
I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream.
Yep.
And then